Yeah. Thank y'all for liking the live. I appreciate you. I want to use a stand, but now I changed my mind. I couldn't find my It's crazy because it's like it's not a lot of places that my stand could be, but I couldn't find my other stand. I don't know where I put it at. I don't want it to be that. That'll work. That's gonna have to work. How y'all doing today? Anybody want to back in? I know I told y'all 20 minutes, but I wanted to wash my hair. Thank you. And I'm like, still am going to a party, so instead of me getting off early, I might as well just get fully dressed. Hey y'all. Thank y'all for the ping. Hey Melanin. Hey Sprite. A few other things. I've been actively putting more of my content on You nauseous? Oh, sorry to hear that. You're not getting sick, are you? No, I'm good. What would I say? Oh yeah, I've been putting my content on YouTube. Tomorrow, I'ma do something unique. I want to start posting stuff to YouTube because TikTok on some BS, y'all. Like TikTok, I don't know. It could be me and I just lack self-awareness, but I believe TikTok on some bullshit. But it's fine. I hope so too, Monica. I hope you feel better. I'm gonna continue doing my 48 laws of power. I think I'm on 27. But I'm gonna wait until I get a chance to, maybe tomorrow, because it take a little while to get on my lives. I still got about like 20 lives I want to upload to YouTube. So if you're not on my YouTube, you can go to my link tree and click on my name. I need to go back and I was messing with my name on it and fix it. But I'm on one computer. I think I'm gonna finish my series on YouTube. I don't know. Or I might still finish it here and just put it all on YouTube. But I want to gravitate over there because I do like the idea of making longer content. Now with the political climate that we're in, I want to talk more about fascism. And how like even the conversations we have against like red pill, pick-me's and like the whole conservative talk that's spreading everywhere, how this kind of plays into that, I think is essential. So I want to make more content on like breaking down propaganda, what it looks like. And because of the guidelines over here and because of like TikTok is not the best place to put like long content on. I think I said I was gonna do it before and I started it, but then I got a little frustrated and then I just gave up. I'm gonna get back on that. But yeah, I think that's essential that we don't just point out that fascism is happening, but we point out how it looks and how it's like impacting our society. Also reminding everybody that a lot of us are like, man, they ain't never gonna get us with that shit. But the goal is not to just get us, it's for the younger generation. And if you get indoctrinated into these thought processes younger, it's much harder to get rid of them. Yes, I think, I don't know. When I really came to TikTok, I wanted to talk about like children, and how like best practices for like raising children based on research. But too many people can't get over the fact that they're like, they have the option to put their hands on their kids and it should be low-key triggering. So instead of me crashing out on like, fuck it, I kind of dove more into feminism. Not that they're not related, but saying it still had an impact. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow, y'all. That's my goal anyway. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate you for gifting. Let me get on my profile. Why is none of my stuff on here? Oh, because I'm in the wrong. I don't know how the fuck they got this on my computer, but this ain't where it's at. Is this it? I have, I'm closing all this shit. Oh, this open. I'm closing all this. Too many goddamn tabs are open. It don't make no sense. But, y'all don't know how I got into Yahoo. I need to get back on Chrome. Hey, Liz. Yeah. I told you I was on the Monica yesterday and realized I'm like, I need to start talking about MPD again. I be constantly thinking about like new topics and I forget to go back to the old ones. This is not what I wanted. So y'all give me a second. But yeah, if anybody want to come up here and be part of the panel, that's fine. If you miss any of my content, I'm gonna start putting my stuff. I was saying earlier, I'm so mad I ain't put more of my videos on over the summer. But yeah, what I wanted to change my name. I don't know how I ended up doing it. I had changed my shit to Terra to Terra. And then when I changed it back, I forgot to put the dot in my name, so I'm gonna go fix that real quick. How do I fix it though? It's a struggle. It struggles. Maybe in my settings. Hey Lady Q. Hey Chanel. Liz up in here. Thank y'all for liking the live. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, y'all, we know MPD. The MPD lives are more geared towards like covert, because I feel like grandiose narcissism is more easy to pick up on. It's the covert that we need to like be able to study. No, I don't want to battle you. I don't know you, sir. Thank y'all for the ping. Hold on, I'm trying to pull this up. Why I keep touching? I be thinking my computer fucking touchscreen. Yeah, so we have grandiose. It's easy to pick up on that type of narcissism. Covert is the hardest one to detect. It's interesting, so once we start focusing more on covert, more women started popping up. And that's because like if you are male identified and you're allowing for men pick-me's essentially, if you understand that our whole system thrives off of narcissism, it aligns. Like it literally aligns the whole like having a false identity, not being accountable, with some other ones, putting up like a defense mechanism so that people don't like see who you really are, using other people for personal gain and exploitation. Like it literally like our understanding narcissism isn't just about personality traits, it's in order to understand our whole system at play, right? And the reason why what's happening in the political climate is so stressful and scary at times, because like it's malignant narcissism, which is like thrives off like harming people. We're trying to pull up the but essentially the more society collectively, because the traits are in all of us. There's anybody who in the Discord can see, I'm not posting all that now. Who the fuck, why I keep getting them notifications? But it's a healthy level of narcissism you're supposed to have in order, because we have your whole like if you like, oh, this is my identity, is who I am, that is narcissism. So narcissism isn't necessarily to have like it's there has healthy traits. It's like it's okay to have, but there's a lot of rhetoric out here pushing people towards the more extreme ends. Like if somebody's red pill, no, by default they are narcissist. If somebody is a pick me, by default they're narcissist, more aligned with narcissistic personality disorder. Hey Mia. So yeah, so grandiose, that's not the one I wanted. Why is it vulnerable? It's giving me grandiose, vulnerable, and malignant. So vulnerable is more the covert. So grandiose, I'm gonna read this for y'all. Seeks admiration from others, brags, wants special treatment for others, and experts at getting attention. Like they thrive on getting attention. In any situation, they're looking to get attention on them. The covert or It's saying here, keep popping up, vulnerable. Is the one who seeks pity from other people. They act like a victim. They can be extra generous or supportive to give positive image of themselves. So it's like somebody who, y'all know the people who give money to like somebody who may be homeless or something or need something to eat, and then they post that person online because they want the reinforce. They want people like, oh, look at this great person, right? Is it MPD of me to want to make sure I ain't embarrassed myself last night? I mean, again, it's a spectrum of narcissism, but you being you being turned up. That shit was funny as hell, but you was good. You was good. Let me just say that. I ain't about to validate it or whatever, but you was good. Let me just say that. But the malignant is the one where you should be worried about, because that's the one who seeks to dominate others, lacks remorse, acts like a parasite and exploits others, and experts in manipulation. I think once we catch more into like covert, and I say we because some people can clock it pretty easily. Some things I'm learning, other people are learning, but not validate. My hair wet, but essentially it's like, it's important to understand that somebody is not like cut and dry, like this person is this. Understand everything that's on the spectrum and things can overlap. But the malignants are what's going to be, or be people who are going to be causing great harm in our society, because they the ones, they want to dominate. They want to dominate other people, and they have no remorse whatsoever. And some of these people you interacting with on a day-to-day basis. The most interesting thing I found though is meeting people online, and over time, you know, realizing like, damn, because I feel like some people put characters on. I get it. I ain't coming for that, but some people are like, oh, actually causing harm. One guy we had did MPD on, and I'm like, this guy, he seemed like he cool. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, but the fact that it was so sinister when he started talking. It was crazy. I need to add more stickers. So a couple other things. I'm trying to get my subscribers up to 50. Currently I'm at 33. I was off for a week, so I lost a few. That's fine. What I'm going to do now, I think I can gift, I think 10 subscriptions. I gotta look at it. Only thing is, when I gift them, they cost me money. So if anybody want to support, if anybody subscribes today, I'm going to match it. Either like a specific person or random, but anybody just, if anybody wants to subscribe today, I'm gonna match any subscriptions. Try to get my subscriptions up to 50, especially before the what is the live fest thing that's coming on. I think TikTok is trying to like lean more into their lives, and I like going live. I say that's the part that sucks, because like I haven't been making a lot of content, and like I said, a lot of my content from the summer I kind of like let it expire because that 30 days is gone. But it's kind of fucked up that if you do lives, even if they're engaging and everything, you don't reap the benefits of somebody who just posts videos, and that's kind of fucked up, because there's like the app is like 2 apps in one. But I feel like they might be leaning more into it, so I signed up for the live fest. I'm gonna participate, see how they work. But part of it is me wanting to get my subscribers up to 50 so I can gift more subscriptions. And I've been pretty transparent about like, I would like to be able to make, be monetized and make money off the content I'm creating. So yeah. Thank y'all for liking. Thank you for sharing the live out. Y'all gonna make me sit up here and talk, by myself, but that's cool. I can do it. It's gonna be all over the place because my brain, my thoughts be all over the place. So I hope y'all follow along. But I mean, I can get it. Oh, okay. I guess not. What's up, Liz?
Hey, yeah, I can be all over the place too. I'll be right there with you. Yeah. So, I just have a question. Did you ever get signed up like with an agency, because like, you know how that helps in terms of like the lives getting discontinued and stuff?
So I know Monica was going to do it, but people busy. I get it. But no, I actually saw an option, and I was trying to do it. I had a code and everything, but when I signed up, it saying my code wasn't working. I don't know if it's the type of content. I low key be thinking like maybe it's because I use like certain language and stuff, or maybe I don't know. But like I don't know. I never been reached out to one. It'd be nice because I
Right, yeah. Neither have I, and like what I'm fine. I think I should probably definitely get on that because what I'm realizing is that like for especially for subscription wise, it's gonna start if I get bananaed too many times, it's gonna probably start to feel not worth it to people to even subscribe to me because it's like I'm not able to use that account so often. So like what I even like set up a new one with and made like different stickers on it on like a second account. But like, I don't want to have to people shouldn't have to like subscribe. I mean that just the whole logistics of it are unfortunate.
yeah
Especially because people are after me in terms of the banana thing.
yeah, and I get that, and I feel like as we go into this political climate, that's gonna get even worse. So yeah, agency is gonna be definitely important. And like I said, they leaning more into it. But another part of it is also the fact that, um, damn, I lost it. I about to say something, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Today earlier we was on the back end because they sent me a survey and we was doing it. Some people was in there with me. Wow, did it or whatever. And I think that might be something they're worried about because like it was asking like what type of perks you would like if you were able to get monetized. I feel like yeah, you get subscriptions, but the subscriptions y'all know, I don't know if y'all know this, but TikTok take half of whatever the subscriptions are. And if you work it out, like I think I've got a payment of like $79 or something from the subscriptions. And it's like that seems good, right? But if you think about the fact that the whole month of for the whole this let's say for the last month, because it's for the month, I've gone live every single day. On the weekdays at least 2 hours, and on the weekend longer than that. When you break it down by hour, it's not a lot. And I know for some people that mean like, some people think, oh, it's just a hobby, no big deal. But like it does push people to go other places. It does like if it's not worth it to be like, doing all the work. Cause I used to be heavy in research and preparing like slides and all that. And I stopped because it was like, it just like, and I'm not saying this so anybody feel like they have to get anything, but I'm just saying like I think TikTok on their end needs to incentivize more because they benefit. They benefit for us being on here all the time and bringing people to the lives. But that's what I'm saying is like they put so much into the content, like the video side of TikTok, but not the live portion of it. And if you just go live, you don't see the same benefits as somebody who just posts like the content. Even when you put when I put my live playbacks or whatever, people don't really be clicking on that shit like that. Like when I look at my analytics, they're not my strongest videos. I think the only one I would say is what happened with Charles. But it's like, I feel like them sending that survey and asking about those things is something they probably worried about. Because the thing about TikTok is being able to go live has been like their baby. But now you see other platforms offering the same option. So like you can't be so big to think you can't fail that somebody won't come up under you and take your shit. So I migrate, to be honest.
Yeah, same. Like yeah, definitely. Because, and especially like with the content that I'm doing now, like I'm reading books and I'm taking notes and I'm putting post-it notes in, and they're books that I should read anyway, right? Like they're just in general. But like when you really break it down to like the time I'm spending into like researching and thinking about what kind of like prompt questions I want to ask, I mean, it all takes up a ton of time, and like you just have to be a wealthier person than I am to be able to like afford to do all of that for no money or very little money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, for example, it was a little while in the summer when I was like, I could use some extra money, and I started doing deliveries. And because I was doing these deliveries, I wasn't on live, right? And it's just weird because it's like at the same time, I enjoy being on live. I enjoy coming and talking to people, but I feel like it's something that, like, on the platform they exploit it. I'm be honest. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like even like when you look up like how you got to use hashtags, they had to create insights, and even like posting a video before you go live, and you know, people come and they support, and you doing all the thing, and you there for the 90 minutes, and you do all the parts, and you still the numbers lagging. It's like, where's the priority there? And like, I don't know. For me, it makes me feel like, is it a situation where I feel like I'm being taken advantage of when it comes to that point? Because it's like, I don't know. I don't want to. I know for me, it's like I be in my head about it. Because I know that they say like you got to have good content, you got to have high quality videos and stuff, and I don't want to get to the point when I'm like, well, shit, I'm doing this or whatever, and it's like maybe I could do something better. But I don't know. I do feel some type of way when I'm watching a video. I'm like, oh, this is I'm full support. Like I like this. I'm a like and do all the things. And I look and they have like hundreds of thousands of views, or like even over 1,000 fucking likes. And it's not given. They went out and got a bunch of equipment and they heavy edited. They just talking to the camera. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn here. I know.
Right.
That was an issue with Vine in the back. If y'all know anything about Vine, that used to be a real popular platform where the creators realized they wasn't getting their fair share, and they literally left the platform. And Vine suffered from that. And it's like, we saying like, oh, it don't matter, it's just a little thing or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, who wouldn't like to make money while they're like doing something that they enjoy anyway? Like if we be on this bitch and I'm working right now, so I'm not on here that much, but some of y'all be on here all goddamn day. And it's like, even if you're not like hosting lives and you're like frequent the lives, like you bringing people to the platform, why is it that they dragging their feet on supporting people in that if it's benefiting them? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, it's just interesting because like if I say that I feel like it should be like I should be getting more, in the back of my mind it's like, well, maybe it's like, well, you need to watch these videos and you need to learn how to do this, whatever. And I'm like, I'm authentically being myself and I'm building community. And it's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to come up here and like with the fake voice and like just sell shit? Like if that's what this is, or is it like y'all motherfuckers? Because that's what I see. Be yourself. Be your authentic self, and like find your people. Like that's what I like about the platform. But like y'all motherfuckers pocketing hella money and not compensating people, and like how are we okay with that? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. And what I really find wild is like, for example, the fact that even Public is not like he's not shielded from like week-long bans and stuff. Like you would think with how many subscribers like his platform has, that they would take a look at that and be like, okay, we're gonna like not let this happen, or like we're gonna be able to. No, he still gets week-long bans from time to time, and that's wild to me. There needs to be mechanisms in place to make sure that doesn't happen, and apparently there's not.
Yeah, and that's interesting because like I remember when they start messing with the SEO, because for a while I'm like, damn, I need to delete my block list and all this, and I'm like, well, I'm not getting ops. And I remember one time they was pushing the numbers out, and then he was dealing with the issue, and other people was like, it was just slowing down. And I think what happened was they would really wanted people to promote their shit. Like I get a promotion coupon every week, at least one. The one to supercharge my account is crazy. So now you want me to supercharge my account to get more followers, and it's an algorithm that's supposed to be like, if you're engagement, you're supposed to get more engagement. So how does that make sense? If I'm engaging with other people, I mean, I'm making content, I'm going live, and even like when it's the arguments, right? Which is one thing people like about Public's platform, about the fact that when certain people come up there, like people want to see what they're going to say. Like, how is it that he has to worry about like if the ops are going to show up? Like, why is it not like if it? You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. I get like having something in place, but also like forcing people to do so much to get a little bit of people in the fucking room is crazy too.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because without, especially on his platform, without ops, it like they make the show, right?
Yeah, that's because it's like in some cases echo chambers are good, but I was explaining how like if anybody watched Black Mirror, Nosedive is a great way to understand how like uh the episode. Damn, my watch machine hit loud as shit. But
Nosedive is a perfect example.
yeah. So on Nosedive, you want to say it, Mia? Because I ain't let you ain't said nothing yet. You want to say it?
I mean, I don't know what. Oh, damn, I don't know which part you was talking about, and I
Okay.
forget her. I forget her name. Like I don't know what point you was making, but I forget her name. But I know it's like the light determine like your status, and it just like throughout the movie, it just showed the main character. I forget what her name is. It just shows how much it took to get the lights, but how easy it was to lose it. It was like the system was crazy as to how to get the lights, but then you lose them. And it just shows how artificial it is and how you literally have to be fake. You cannot be yourself. Because I remember there was one scene when her brother was like, "Why are you doing all this?" And he was basically like, "This is crazy. Like you're not even really being yourself." Because she was trying to be this fake version of herself to get invited to a wedding because she knew it was gonna be people there who was gonna get her point. And she had to do so much to do it. And any little thing that she did wrong, you lose the point. And that's how I see like this TikTok stuff is. It takes so much work to get one point, but it don't take nothing for you to lose, like to lose what you got, all the stuff that you built. And that's how I'm hearing the ban is. The ban is like, I'm sorry, y'all. If I do one little thing, I can get a ban. But to get the traffic into my channel, to get all the things going in my channel, I gotta promote, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It's a lot. My bad. It's loud. I don't know if y'all can hear what I'm saying.
Are you good? Yeah.
And then there's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You good?
Oh, I was just gonna say, and there's so many people too, like who are watching any given person's content, and especially if they start to blow up, are looking for things like reasons to like cancel you, like looking for clips for things, and then like so they can put a prompt up in their background and say like, surviving Terra or whatever, like, and then have a whole, because that drives so many people to that platform because people love the messy lives. So like you have to keep in mind people are looking for a reason to make
Yeah.
any given person their prompt and to be able to do that.
Like Ty and East and them, yeah. It's like instead of them just building their own platform, they want to build their platform on destroying somebody else's platform. That shit is hella toxic. But yeah, it's just like I put one of my videos on YouTube and that shit got 186 views, and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I put my stuff up there and I don't think about it, and I know it's not a lot, but it just showed me like, cause YouTube got that shit too. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, why is the fact that we creating content and to the point where people are coming like we on this fucking app every fucking day, like come on, and y'all motherfuckers playing in our face, like undervaluing what people do, and it's like, y'all want people to pretend you want me to come on here and be, because I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at some of the people who are really popular. Not everybody, some people, I'm not taking it from somebody who actually built their platform, don't get me wrong, I'm talking about somebody they clearly want, like that's you pretending, like come on. And it's like I be confused, like why the fuck would people want to watch this shit? It's confusing to me, I ain't gonna lie. I be having a hard time wrapping my mind around it. But another part
What
I
the
want,
drama?
not the drama, no, we love drama, the fuck. Like people love
Hmm.
drama, but I'm talking about like, hey guys, how's everybody doing today type shit. Like what the fuck, what the fuck is that? And why the fuck so many people want to see this shit? Why y'all pushing this out? Like, I don't know.
And
That shit.
like the fake pranks. I'm like, why do they like that? It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Or those videos where like the acting is horrible. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Them fake what is it? The mother had a problem with the husband because they had to live with her, but then he wins a lot of money and now she gotta bite her tongue, and I'm like, what the fuck is this dumb shit? And why are so many people watching this stupid shit?
What I've been seeing lately is those videos that are meant to look like this random thing was caught on camera and it's so obviously staged. I saw one the other day that was supposed to be like it was took place on an airplane and it was supposed to be like, oh, randomly caught on camera, like this couple was racist to this lady, and like they put the couple in like the most stereotypical like rednecky like he had like a MAGA hat on and like an American flag T-shirt, like, and they just like really leaned into it. And then like we're supposed to believe that like this person from across the aisle was just randomly filming this couple when the racist incident happened. But everybody like seemed to believe it. Like very few people were like, "Oh, this is staged." I'm like, how is this not like blatantly obvious? But I mean, of course, it was like mega viral, and all those kinds of videos are.
So all that best 247. Here's the thing about that. If you're telling me like that's what content creation actually is, um, even though that's not what like if that's what it is, then I don't want it. I don't want to like I don't want to come and pretend to be something I'm not every fucking day. I don't want that. If that's what it is, fine. It ain't for me. That's what I'm saying. But it's just weird because it's like it don't have to be everybody, but there are a demographic of people who like certain conversations, and why is it that those groups are being ignored? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's weird. Like I don't think I think it's valid when I say that shit hella weird. Don't get me wrong, I think it's weird. But another part I wanted to say about Nosedive is the very end really stands out to me when she goes to prison, and it's like prison is supposed to be like where you don't want to be, you give up your freedom. But her and the guy was just like cussing out each other at the end, and that's the freest she ever been the whole time. And the thing is, the more stressful life gets, some shit we like to come online and just be able to freely say stuff. Now sometimes that shit's problematic. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'm just not with the fake shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like they can have it if that's the case. Fuck it. But I do think TikTok specifically is promoting, trying to get more people to pay to promote their own accounts, and it's like y'all trying to side hustle inside of y'all fucking platform. That shit gonna destroy your shit. Just like with once Facebook started, because y'all know Zuckerberg was like, oh, we'll never have advertising and shit, and then he did that shit, and it gets like then once you get certain profits, it takes over to a point where it's a point of no return, and it destroys your platform. So like the greed, it's so interesting how greed destroys platforms. It keep happening, and it's supposed to be like a big organization of people, and y'all keep doing the same shit. It don't make sense. Like people come TikTok is like I don't know. I feel like it's big at this moment, but like shit, there's always competition coming in. That's all I'm saying. There's always competition coming in.
But you know what? I was thinking about even if you do happen to be authentic, because you're right. Like if that's how it is, who don't nobody want to participate in that, except people who are live their life performance like performance based. But even when people do it like that, be authentic and original to themselves, they still end up being just like that. It's like when you think about something like when you think about some of the politicians, like what's her name? Damn, I forget her name. But it's a, it's a few politicians that you might liked a few years ago who was like what is it, ground roots, and they was talking to the people, but then they got bought out by the elite, by they got bought out by the lobbyists as well. Because there's something about it's something about people who have the ability to control things. Even if they let you in on you being authentic, they still you still end up having to switch out. You still end up having to sell yourself out, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think for that, I think it's important to name your price whenever you do anything, right? But another part of it is if you are making a lot of money, that doesn't mean you should spend so much of it. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, you making this grand amount of money, and it's like now you got to get a bigger house and you got to get a nicer car and all that, and then like if you shit could dry up, and so it like push you like, okay, I got to do this to make it end meet for that's your everyday life or whatever. So it's like I feel like and I know people say like live within your means and all that, and I just feel like how much shit do you want? How much shit do you need? Because that's how they get you. That's how they get you. That's how I feel anyway. And I know it's more to it, but a lot of times it's the reason why any once money gets involved becomes a thing. Because if you work for especially a company that produces revenue, it's always, oh, we got get. When I work in retail, it's like get your profit and losses. It got to be more than last year. It got to be more. It's like it always got to be more. It's never ending. And it's like before you know it, capitalism done took over your shit, and it's fake as hell. And people don't resonate with it, and they run somewhere else. Like yeah, some people is gonna resonate too, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is something very much to be said with living under your like beneath your means, because like I remember one time I asked my dad, I was like, what would you do if you won the lottery tomorrow? And his answer really like it stuck with, he was like, nothing. I wouldn't change anything. We would like, he's like, you think we live way below our means already. Like if I would put it in an account for, nothing would change. I have a house that I love. I have a car that I love, or not love, but that is perfectly adequate, that I like. And we take vacations every so often. And, what else do we need? Why would I go around focusing on spending a whole bunch of money? And that's like, and, people who have that mindset will never necessarily be broke, assuming they have a decent job. But but people who make more money and feel like they need to go out and spend it, and then next thing you know, they're stretched just as thin as they were before, but just with a sort of upgraded lifestyle.
I think that's a generational thing for sure. 'Cause my dad lived way below his means too, so I've heard that before, and I mean, he literally just does the same thing he did in 1978, whatever that was. So I definitely get that, but it's a whole lot harder now because we have been experiencing financial crisis like over the last 14 years. It's been one thing after another. I don't know, maybe before that. So
Yeah,
I feel
probably
like
about that long. Yeah.
yeah, so I feel like the scarcity mindset is a real thing. And like my logic is like, it's not necessary for me to have $1 million if I'm not gonna be able to spend it. Like what's the point? Like what's the point of holding on to it? And I understand that I understand I snap myself out of that, but that's like my initial mindset, right? But what about those people who have that mindset and don't have anybody else who have a different mindset or can show them anything different or help them navigate it? That's where you end up having people who are like, what is that? Living like this their last day, like spending money and trying to do things as if they can lose it at any minute because of that mindset, because of them being like, I need to enjoy myself. Um, so that's how I think you end up having people live above their means because they're like, look, you can't take it with you. I need to live. Like it's too hard. It's scary. I need to figure out some type of thing that can help me get through the day. I can't even think about the future when I'm trying to get past today. So like, do y'all think that has something to do with the crisis that we've experienced over these last 14 years and how things are going now? That's
I
different
don't
from like the older generation.
I don't know. I don't think that that's necessarily it, because I think that just in general, we've been getting like squeezed so much tighter, and like just one, for example, like one salary does not go nearly as long of a way as it used to. Like there was a time when, one salary could kind of take care of a family. That's super not the case anymore. I think that we've just been getting squeezed tighter and tighter. So yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. And like things like a house, is you can't, like, my parents had their house paid off within a couple of years of buying it, the house I grew up in. Like that never happens now. Like that's not even a thing, right? And then those houses appreciated to the point where they could sell them for 10 times what they bought them for. So, I mean, that's just not our reality these days. I mean, I think more than anything, that's what's contributing to, the financial situation of the average person now.
Yeah, I agree with that, Liz. That's a great point.
Hey, Prince.
Hey, how's everyone's day? How's their afternoon going?
Good, how are
Hey.
you?
I'm good. I'm walking through Old Town today.
What the fuck is that? What are
Right.
you
I don't know what that is.
talking about?
So I'm at King Street, Old Town, Alexandria, Virginia. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, that sounds scary.
Not really.
That's not that far
It's
from
like a
me.
historic part.
That's not that far.
Yeah, it's like a historical area, so it's like a lot of it's pretty
That's the
quiet.
part right there. His story my well, I think my
That's what give it away,
Yeah.
Sarah. That's how you know you're gonna walk past the auction. They're gonna have it as a damn grocery store or something. That's what it sounds like to me. A little place.
True, I did walk past a couple of red tide flags, so I'm not sure if that's like is a white supremacy thing or like a college thing. So I'm like, let me just quickly get to where I need to go.
Bo. What colleges
Yeah,
was
but I
racist?
wanted to walk to the yeah, but I wanted to walk to the Potomac River today, so that's what I'm going to do.
okay. They're fine. Hey, Crystal. But yeah, like I said, I've been putting more of my shit on YouTube, TikTok on some bullshit. Like y'all motherfuckers still y'all trying to hustle motherfuckers and like I really want to do content creation like as a side gig, but it gotta be worth it. I'm gonna be honest.
But I definitely think putting it on YouTube is good. Um, but even that formula, I'm confused about because I seen I seen a couple videos. One is this person, he is being himself, but he's just I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not hating. I'm like, sir, like you're you're boring and you're not really good at explaining what you're trying to explain. And I get it. Like, um, it can be hard to articulate yourself, like when you like live having these conversations on TikTok or in a live, or even if you was like in person, I could see it kind of being difficult sometimes because your anxiety, just being nervous, all that stuff. But when you in your house by yourself making a video to your damn camera, ain't no and it shouldn't be no anxiety. You just not good at explaining yourself, but he gets a lot of views. So I'm like, I don't understand that part. And then there's this other creator on there, and he's like been on, he's done did like actual productions with like some of the crime series. Like I don't know, like it wasn't Snap, it was something else. Like one of those type of shows where they pan, they do like this remake of a scene and they pan to like experts. Well, he was one of the experts. So I'm like, oh, you done did production. You done did like some real TV. His videos are literally like a 4-year-old put them together. Like he do them in his car randomly. Like the camera's not good, the quality not good, and he has that, and he's been able to actually get to be on TV platforms, like actual real TV platforms, based on the videos he put out. I'm like, hold on. I done seen much better content that doesn't blow up like that. So it's still, even over there, it's still a formula that you got to kind of navigate. I don't know what it is though, but it's clearly, it clearly has to be easier than TikTok though. I don't know if you looked into that, but it has to be easier than TikTok. That if they can blow up.
So the thing about you're talking about YouTube.
Yeah. Hmm.
So the thing about YouTube is you have the potential to make you can actually get rich off of YouTube if you're like if you blow up on YouTube you can that like you see how wealthy some of these people have gotten who are YouTube famous kind of a thing. But the problem with YouTube is they're not like on TikTok. Your content and stuff gets pushed out on a For You page or like it gets in front of a lot of eyes. It's almost like they market it for you. YouTube, they don't really do that. So you have to have already built up somewhat of a platform if you're going to get famous on YouTube or make any money on YouTube. So like what I see a lot of people doing is they are trying to build up their platforms on TikTok because that's where the content will get pushed out. And then once they're to a certain point, then they can like take that following and move over to YouTube and then to start to like make money.
Right, right. And that makes sense too, because I have been seeing that as well. But I also know that it, like over there, like it's in the title. Like I think what you title your video as is very important. Like over here, it's like hashtag, but over there for sure it is like how you title it. Because if you think about it, YouTube is literally used like Google. Like people will literally type in, "Oh, I want I don't know, I want a fall lookbook," for example. Like I want a fall lookbook of outfits. I don't know, and certain videos will pop up for them, right? But depending on like what the title of the video, like you title your video something crazy, but you're showing fall fashions, that's not gonna get like less eyes will be able to see it. Is my point. So I do think like how you title your video, contributes to how it gets pushed out. I guess that would be what it would be is how or how people are able to search it up maybe because some people didn't TikTok wasn't a thing for some of those people who got uh famous. I mean, not TikTok, but YouTube famous and got wealthy. TikTok wasn't a thing, so they had to figure out something to be able to get their content pushed out. So I'm guessing it's something to do with the title, how you title the video. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're supposed to like there's a lot of things you have to do. Like it's the time of the day you post, it's the hashtags you use, it's the in your post itself, like posting like other content, whatever. But I think the thing I'm saying is, I was that TikTok is purposely, so I feel, suppressing people in order to get more people to pay to promote their accounts, to get the people to pay to promote their videos. And I feel like that shit ghetto as hell, first of all, and it's fucked up. Because like if you're benefiting, like they get a lot of money from ad revenue, why are you charging people to promote their own stuff? And why is that a thing? Because I refuse to promote. I'm not promoting no shit when you literally got an algorithm. Why would you go and change your algorithm? And I don't know, it just is given. Yeah, I get the clickbait. I get the titles. Like that's definitely a thing. The thumbnails a thing or whatever. I'm just saying, like I feel like there's nobody feels like they have to go on YouTube and pay to promote their shit. Like yeah, you can get a marketing team, you can get other people to help, get your name out there. But paying YouTube directly, like is that a thing? And I'm missing it because like what the fuck is like TikTok on some ghetto shit? That's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a thing or not. But I know that YouTube, and I think this is probably a very wise business decision that's probably benefited them, at least in the long run, is just making sure that they adequately compensate and even generously compensate their big performers, right? Because people, they're going to stay on YouTube. Like, I don't hear people being like, oh, I want to move away from YouTube. Once you gain a following and are making money on YouTube, you pretty much stay on YouTube, because I think that, you know, they make sure people are taken care of.
Yeah. It don't make sense. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna be spending more time on YouTube, because like TikTok on some shit. Fuck y'all. Cause like I feel like are y'all aware of like people who got into the creator fund and then they said they stopped pushing their content out like that?
Constantly. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like,
I heard that happened to a few people.
yeah, so it's even a thing like, because I looked into the effects. So like people make effects, right? And if you want to get paid by the effects, you got to have at least 5 of them that I think was used over 1,000 times or something collectively or whatever. And somebody was saying they had an effect that like it was like multiple million people used it, but because they wasn't into the program yet, they didn't get paid by it. But once you get into the point where they have to pay you, they don't push your stuff out. They want to push out the people that they don't have to pay. And low key, I feel like that the way TikTok is set up is, I don't know, and I feel like it's not just me when it comes to like the knowing amount of followers that people have is not been like growing like that. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, it could be me. But I feel like when I first started doing lives, I would get, like, if I go live, at least 30 followers. There are times I've been live and it's like 3 people who follow me, and I'm like, I feel like at the end of the day, you're supposed to feel like, oh, it's just you or whatever. But no, y'all motherfuckers are trying to, you're not pushing people's stuff out like that. But then when you push people's stuff out, it got to be a situation where it's free. But once you have to pay someone, I feel like I just inserted that and that wasn't even related. I realize that now. But once you have to pay someone, now you're not motivated to push it out, because your shares and everything is up to the algorithm. And I feel like with YouTube, when they push it out because they get to advertise, it's like, all right, it's advertised, but like, I don't know, like, and I felt some type of way because like when I first started making my 48 Laws of Power videos, I was tired and worn out doing 3 videos a day. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm tripping. Because like I say, post 3 to 5 videos a day. And I'm like, oh, I could do 3. And that was too much for me. And I'm like, yeah, I was tripping. But I'm wondering, I'm like, if my series was to go like viral, even after I got the 10K, I wouldn't get a penny off of it. I wouldn't get a penny off of it. And I feel like, no, that shit is fucked up. That shit is fucked up. Why is it that I'm seeing somebody who has 7,000 followers go viral, knowing goodness well they're not getting paid for that shit? Like, I don't know. Y'all see what I'm saying, or am I all over the place?
No, that that definitely makes sense. Yeah, and I think that I mean, it's probably not going to be in TikTok's best interest in the long term to be playing these kinds of games, because like,
it's ghetto as hell.
yeah,
Because there's competition out there. It's an app right now that's doing terribly that would love the opportunity to have more people come over there and post content. So if y'all getting paid, now I know that when we first got here, like for me anyway, I didn't see a lot of advertisement, but it's definitely advertisement now. If y'all getting paid from that level of advertisement and you are getting people to promote your shit in your shop, why y'all not paying motherfuckers?
right, yeah. And which app are you talking about? The one that like is kind of like TikTok?
I mean, I'm saying I don't know. What I'm saying is a lot of apps people done created. People create apps all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm eating, y'all.
That's okay. I made it to the park. I'll show you guys in a minute.
What's that?
Okay, Say, I haven't seen you in a while.
Sarah, what you over
Say.
there eating? Hey, say, hey, to what is that? Not sugar-free candy.
Our pecans
Mm-mm.
tonight. Don't judge me. The fuck?
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And why you drinking that water so hard? That shit, that caramel getting to you, huh? Mm-hmm. What? Whatever. I'm judging. I'm just talking.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, clearly.
I hold that Prince at the park, y'all. Let's see her
Mm-hmm.
outside, because y'all niggas ain't outside.
No. Okay.
It look
Mm-hmm.
cold, Prince.
It does look cold.
It do.
Where's the grass at?
And the boat came right there. I'm triggered. I'm triggered.
I'm glad you outside, but who them people? You know them people you walking towards? You know any of those people?
She probably talking, but she on mute.
You on mute. We can't hear nothing you saying.
You're on mute,
Oh
Prince.
no, I'm trying to. Sorry, I thought I was off mute. No, I'm trying to find a bench. I don't know none of these people. I'm just trying to find a bench by the water.
They look like they gathering for something. Don't let them hear it.
No, yeah, I got my headphones on. You're good. The
No.
water taxis are over there, so they're probably waiting for the water taxi to go to the other side.
Oh, that's cool.
If I went down King Street, it would have taken me to the second water park, but they had more trees and stuff.
It looks
but-
cold.
Look cold as shit out there.
It's 65.
That's
But
cold
yeah, it's
for
a little
me.
cold.
I'm glad you walking, Prince, but it's not giving.
I know it's better in the summer, but it was nice today, so I just wanted to come by. Yeah. It's children. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go off camera now.
Okay. You mean
I'll say something. The park looks beautiful. It's fucking cold out there. No, it don't. It look cold.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. The kids are out. Everyone got their sweaters on. I got my sweater on. It's sweater weather.
I'm not feeling it.
Sweater weather.
I love it for you though. I love it for you.
Thank you. Sweater weather.
it's only 78 degrees where I'm at right now. That's cold for us. It's cold.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. But I'm glad people get to go outside. What the weather about the neighborhood?
I was just thinking about that song, Chanel. That's funny.
I don't know the song. I missed the reference.
It's too cold for you here, and in the arms of my sweater.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Me either. If they don't got a trill beat to it or some pew pews in the background, I don't know the reference.
Is that Imagine Dragons? Who does that? One of those bands.
Oh, they be doing. Yeah,
is
I might
one of
know
those,
that
but
they do.
Yeah.
But I wish when I be singing songs, I sounded like that Prince. I be sounding like a hurt damn baby whale or something when I be trying to sing.
Baby whales sound beautiful though.
Well, whichever
their
one
own
don't.
way.
Well, I be sounding a damn mess. I be hollering.
See, say that is why you're not going to catch me in Scotland anytime soon. Not to live anyway. 37 degrees. I'm good.
What?
Ooh, that sounds like my idea of a good time. Don't worry, Say. I'll come visit.
She said it's for sweater weather.
Y'all killing me with this cold. I mean, y'all killing my buzz with this cold weather shit. Like,
It's the sweaters. The sweaters are cute. And so you get like the nice soft ones and the really
Friends,
cozy.
friends. No, 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 absolutely not. You down the water with them weird ass white people? Absolutely not.
Actually, there's a lot less,
No,
than I
I
thought.
saw. Don't gaslight me. I saw what I saw with my eyes. It's a no. It's a no. Y'all not know. Don't gaslight me. I ain't no fucking grass on the ground. Motherfuckers huddled up because it's cold as shit. Like, that's fine. But like,
Wait,
no.
Terry,
But
If
it's
you told me I was at the park
nice.
come through, I'm gonna be like, I'm in the home in the dead.
Terry
Well,
said
and it's
motherfuckers
nice
huddling
though.
up.
You get to see the ships across the
It's a
Potomac.
no Fritz. Listen. It's
It's
a
the water
no.
taxi.
I said no.
There's a like a
Them people loud
was
too.
it
It's a
what
no.
is that
They
restaurant?
got the dogs out
Was
there.
it Phillips? Yeah, there's a Phillips like right next door. There's like a couple of seafood restaurants around here too. It's
Mm-mm.
nice.
No.
It's nicer in
Absolutely,
the spring.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Cause then you got the cherry
Stop
blossoms
it.
on the
Stop
basin.
it. You about to get blocked. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Nope.
I'm good.
It's a no.
I'll go on mute.
The answer is still no. Y'all tripping. And I don't know the sweater weather's on, but y'all not about to have me feeling motivated. Nah, fuck some sweater weather. Where is it? Who the hell? Who's somewhere where it's warm? Where y'all at?
It's I know that you don't necessarily, it's not great down here. Like the political climate is not good down here right now, but like the weather climate is pretty good.
Nope, you ain't got it either. You ain't got it either. Nuh-uh. There's no trade-off. Where is it warm, relaxing, and you ain't got to deal with no fucking mega fucking psychopaths? Like, be for real. What's up, Dark Horse?
Couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. Hey y'all, shit.
No, yeah, I love to eat it blanket. But go ahead.
Hey, Dark Horse.
Hey baby. What y'all doing? We ain't got no victims. It's supposed to be
Nah.
camming up with you, but I don't like the camera on this tablet. It's whack. It look all grainy. It look like 1986.
Maybe people are in other places right now.
Yeah, I see public live. Maybe over there. Then he
But
send the trolls after he dismissed them. Send them over here. That's what happened every damn time. Because they ain't got enough abuse over there. They come over for a second dose.
are there not new people? Is not other people on the app? That's crazy.
Right. I'm going to do some shares.
No,
I think they're still in the indoctrination process.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm here. What's up, y'all? But do y'all do know like narcissism is like the root of all our problems, right? Like all the systems in place, all the personality, like all the layers of structural oppression, all the patriarchy, all the hierarchies and all that shit. All that shit is narcissism, and that narcissism is rooted in trauma. And that's essential so that you know that it's a bunch of insecure ass people who try to outdo each other and being like you say shit but your life ain't like that at all. Like your life, you what the guy was saying, not having, if women don't want to have children, they need to keep their legs closed, and at the same time you got a subscription on the dating app trying to hook up with people. It don't make sense. Motherfuckers like so fucking indoctrinated and conform that you setting up a world that you don't even fucking want to live in. That shit is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it comes down to like, it just doesn't matter what decision women make. Like if we decide to have like relationships with men, then like it's our fault for wanting to have relationships with men. We should have, we chose, inevitably we're going to choose wrong, be accused of choosing wrong. And then if we want to separate from men, then it's like, that's a problem too. And then like, it's just, there's nothing, it's just, we're going to be wrong no matter what we do.
Yeah. And like I said, I know these motherfuckers are coming for the younger girls. They coming for the younger girls. And for me, that's the part that fuck with me. Like, how do we do something? Because like, unfortunately, the way patriarchy works is they don't listen to us. The only reason why and I say they is somebody who had to fucking also fucking trying to deconstruct bullshit from my mind. The idea that like, unless men are saying it or displaying it in real time, it's like, it doesn't resonate. And I don't know. I don't like that shit. I don't like the fact that because men have the system in place, they're indoctrinating the young girls of today so that they can control in the future. That's some bullshit. I don't like that. Because you can gaslight me. I know you're a fucking liar. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say.
Wait, what'd I do?
Oh, never mind.
Because there's always going to be something wrong because like usual, the thing narcissism is not accepting accountability. It don't matter how the person has to pivot, as long as they are not in the wrong. So no, it's nothing you can do because they're always looking for something you're doing wrong. Even the idea of perfection is bullshit. You can do everything like you're supposed to do and you still want to get blamed for some shit that wasn't your fucking fault. Which is why I say fuck rules and live your life freely, because like, why the fuck am I trying to fucking appeal or get validation from you? You're a fucking sociopath. You're a fucking sociopath. Bitch, you crazy. Get away from me type shit. I don't know. Y'all want to say nothing?
Yeah, I think like these kinds of things can be weaponized against people who are not necessarily like high on the narcissism scale. I know we all have like a little bit of it, but like victims of the more narcissistic people can be victimized by a lot of these ideas, right? Like there's like a Darvo that happens where it gets turned around on them. Like the idea of being able to take criticism. Like, yeah, that's important, right? But then somebody who is narcissistic can then turn that around and like be critical of somebody for every little thing and then be constantly moving the goalpost. And then when they have an objection to that, then it's like, oh, you can't take criticism? That's very narcissistic. You should be able to take criticism. It's mature to be able to take criticism. Like, and then acting like they're the problem. That sort of gaslighting. I see that a lot.
And that's why it's so important that not only do you not need male validation, you reject that shit. Like, you have to actively reject male validation because, like, we predisposed to the bullshit. Because it's like, they can only play that game with you if you give a fuck what they think. Like, honestly, if I don't give a fuck about you, I don't care about shit you think about me or whatever. I know you fucking toxic. Hold up, y'all, I gotta go off camera for a second. I don't like this shit. It ain't gonna work because I know you're a fucking liar. So I'm like, we have to like not just affirm ourselves, feel confident of ourselves. We have to be like, fuck what anybody else think. Like literally reject it. Because once you allow a motherfucker to give you a compliment, you then become susceptible to them taking that shit away.
Right. And one thing that I've heard said that like is necessary to do is like, don't have an emotional, like don't have like a noticeable reaction to compliments, especially if they are like empty compliments. If somebody starts compliment like it's like a love bombing, don't like just be like thanks and then like move on. And don't, because what they want is to get that emotional reaction out of you because it tells them like, oh, this person can be manipulated in this way. And now let me utilize that to my advantage. Like you got to show people like that doesn't work on me. Like you compliment me all day long. I'll just say thanks and move on with my life.
Yeah, I'm not even a things type person. I'm the more I know. About time you realize it. Like, okay. Like even thanks, because like it's like when women smile at men and they take that shit as something totally different. The way you may say you may think, oh, I said thanks in a way that didn't confirm it, but that motherfucker heard something totally different. So like, oh yeah, I know. All right, recognize, yeah, good. You see it. Okay, cool. All right, moving on type shit.
Men get so offended at the I know. They get so offended, and it's interesting because it's like, so you're offended at the fact that like whatever you're telling me, I was also aware of that? Like, you're offended by that?
Because they don't really think it. That's the thing. They don't really think it. They just they trying to big your head up. So when you say I know, it's like, hold up, but you ain't all that though. But you just said I was. But you're not all that though. But you just said I was. So you a liar. So not only you full of shit, you a liar too. But I already know. Like, yeah. Oh, but this is what's wrong with you. But why are you focusing on me and not yourself? Oh, you're funny looking. You're fucking funny looking, and don't nobody like you. Ain't nobody asked you to come up here and talk to me type shit. Like, go ahead, man, my bad.
No, you was eating, but what? Damn. What's so funny about that is like they when you say that I know, they want to be the ones to build you up so they can have control. So like you having that confidence and be like, yeah, I know I look good. Like I have a mirror, I can see it. Like they have to break you down because either they're there to try to bring you up and flatter you to unalive men so that they can have some control or access to you, or they want to be the one to tear you down and hope that you come to them to get like built back up. It's all still a game. But when you answer and you have confidence, you like, yeah, I know. Then they looking stupid. Now you all kind of ugly bitches, and now your nose big. But hey, it was it wasn't big at first. All of a sudden it's big. Okay, well, fuck you. But yeah, I think that's what it is. They want to have control, and they can't have control if you have a certain amount of confidence, and you trust yourself, and you're happy with yourself.
We gonna use that next time we get ops that come up and they do the ideation. We gonna start being like, oh, okay, like we gonna see how they react to it in real time. But yeah, because there's like they trying to like I said this in one of my videos essentially like men know like we know their insecurities come from all the shit they push. That protector provider shit. That's where their insecurities lie because they're told that's what they're supposed to be. But for women, we're told we're supposed to look a certain way. Our waist gotta look a certain way. You gotta have these features and all this shit. Otherwise, you ain't. There's something wrong with you, type, or essentially. But and it's like if you. How do I say it? Like if you have those things, they'll affirm you just so later on they can be like, oh, something ain't right. Because it's like the thing about when somebody's acknowledging you based on a standard that's set by society, it can easily be deviated from. So like give me a compliment on some shit you genuinely feel about me. Don't fucking play with me.
Right. Yeah. Like I had an abusive ex who like as soon as he was mad, it got to a point anyway, like towards the end when when the mask really was off, that like whenever we were in a fight or anything, like the insults would be just completely below the belt, like objectively untrue things. Like and it would just be like and it would just get like more and more outrageous and severe, because he was like trying so hard to like just to hurt my feelings whenever he was like upset with me at all. And it was like, except when you like me, you say the exact opposite. So I don't really know.
What I do, Liz, is I say I'm going to choose what I believe. So when you try to go back on this, just know I've already made up my mind that what you said over here, that's the truth. And there's nothing you can do to change it. So be careful what you say out your mouth, because that's going to be my truth forever. And ain't no undoing it. So good luck. Run that mouth if you want to. I'm going to be like, no, you don't fuck with me, remember? I was mad. No. That's what it is. That's facts now. I decide what's facts. And if you don't believe it, you shouldn't say it out of your mouth. But I think it's real. I'm going to go with that. That's a safe option for me. And just rock with that. Because
Yeah,
there's people who will never say the thing. And there's people who, oh, I only say it when I'm mad. No, you meant it. I'm rolling with that. Try somebody else.
something I tell my students every year. I'm like, at first I ask them, I'm like, when you in a bad mood, how do you want people to feel around you, right? You don't want people to be, you mad, you want somebody else to be mad. And then I be like, on your birthday, you come in, you're excited about your birthday. How do you want other people to feel? And you want them to be excited too, because it's your birthday. And knowing that essentially means that when somebody feels good about themselves, they're going to want other people around them to feel good about themselves. When somebody's trying to tear you down, and this is why you got to get your insecurities in check, when somebody's trying to tear you down, it's because they don't feel good about themselves. They don't like something about them. They're insecure about something about themselves. And they need to knock you down a peg because for them is a power dynamic. You can't feel better about yourself than I feel better about myself. The problem is motherfuckers insecure as shit. So the idea of you feeling confident then becomes like a threat for some fucking reason.
Right. Yeah.
Am I not asking the right questions or something? Y'all need me to say something? Make the box bigger.
Nope, you
How big
good.
you want me to make the box?
I hate it. Stop.
How big does the box need to be?
Get out my face. Get out my face. Don't do that.
How big
Stop. It's the eye. The
does
eye's
the box
creepy.
need to be?
Oh, I hate the eye. I hate the
Y'all say y'all needed the box
eyes. You gonna give me
bigger.
bad dreams. Bad dreams. Bad dreams.
Don't fuck with me,
Oh my
y'all.
God.
Let me know.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Tara, your skin, like you have the skin of like, you know,
It's flawless. It's
yeah,
flawless.
of a child.
I keep hearing that,
It's
but
flawless. It is though.
I don't know.
We just be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Y'all say that.
He down.
And
He down.
I
I'm just
feel
saying it is what
around.
it is.
So, and I got light red.
Sorry.
The skin of
So
an angel. You said you got like what?
I put a little bit of foundation on because I'm going to a party. So
Oh,
don't be fucking deceived, y'all.
I want to be deceived. I like to
I'm
be
feeling
deceived.
it.
I mean, it still looks nice though.
Look,
Today was
Chanel
a good
said
day to
locked
wear
and
waterproof
tagged, period.
shoes.
Y'all see me rejecting y'all validation. And y'all said what y'all needed.
It's an objective truth, okay? Objective truth.
It's okay. Prince, some people loud as hell when they Prince. What's
I
up?
try to get as far away as possible. They're just walking by to get to the boats. I moved
You want
closer
to
to
say
the
something?
shore.
Did you want to say something, Prince?
Yeah, no, I said like I moved closer to the shore
Oh, okay.
and flip it. Yeah.
I hear the water.
Yeah, I walked to the river today.
There
Oh,
might be
I hear the
gators in there, so
wind.
be careful.
Say gators?
Not
They're going
gators.
further and further
Gators
north
out
these
here.
days.
It is too cold for gators right now. Like, I
I'm not
believe
feeling it.
catfish,
I ain't
but
gonna
not
lie,
gators.
y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not feeling it. I'm not
It's
feeling
nice
it.
though. It's a
I
nice
feel like it's
day.
being forced on me right now. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling it.
Okay. I just
Girl, not
wanted to show
you.
you guys
You gonna run
Are you good
away?
though?
Come back later.
You good. You good. I went to a while ago. I'm just saying.
No, and there's like the colonial boat.
The
Right.
colonial boat. Oh, nice friend. Nice friend. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Alright, I'm gonna
You
take a
ran
The
off.
camera.
colonial
Now it's
boat.
official.
Come on
It's
now.
official.
I mean, I'm not
No,
sure if it's a
no,
colonial
no,
boat.
no, no. The colonial boat.
You can't do it.
Like it has a
No,
style. There's
When I
like a
was in
no.
middle
steamboat.
school,
You you know.
I refused to get on the boat, and I
It's a
failed. I
good
took a
boat.
grade. I took a 0 for that grade because I refused to get on the boat in middle school.
I
Y'all
think
hear me?
there's a
Yeah.
couple of
They
Canadian
tried to bring
geese
that book.
approaching
Hey,
me.
your background is loud.
That's because there's a couple of geese approaching me. Oh,
No, Dark Horse is talking.
oh, I'm sorry.
You good.
No,
Go ahead.
I was saying in middle school they brought the ships here to Virginia's coast, and we were supposed to get on and do a tour and write a paper or what have you. And I refused. I sat on the docks. I said I ain't getting on a damn slave boat and doing no report, and I took a 0. That was in middle school. Been a rebel since day one. I told my mama I ain't getting on that damn boat. They can bust me there, but they can't make me get on it. They have to put their hands on me and touch me to make me do that, and they ain't doing it. She was like,
Now,
"That's fine." I was like, "Cool, glad you understand."
Yes.
now, what's interesting about that though is you should have, if the teacher was really using their head about this, you should have gotten an A+ on that because it was a history assignment, right?
No.
It wasn't a history assignment?
Yes, it was, but they've been doing it. They had been in the program. It had been in our curriculum for years and years and years and years, and people just went along with it. So those teachers were passed down from the teachers before them, from before them. It's been forever here. We actually have a celebration in my town for that mess, and they bring all them boats back. I ain't doing it. So it wasn't
But
anything. I
that's what
was
Liz
just the odd
saying.
man out that day.
No, but that's Liz's
Mm-mm.
point, huh? Go ahead, Liz.
They were
Ain't that your
pro
point?
they was
Yeah,
programmed. That's her
right.
point. But they programmed. No, they programmed. They said then they said they
No.
took us to Williamsburg, and I went and go into the little slave quarters when they took us to Williamsburg and did that tour, that mess. I wouldn't do that. I had a bunch of stuff I was bucking on. That was just my thing. And they realized it. As a matter of fact, I got kicked out of government. The 12th grade history class, I got kicked out like the first month. The teacher said she didn't want me back in her class, and I had to spend the whole rest of the year like serving in the library for
Yeah, that's
that whole bell
crazy.
for the rest of the year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was bad. That was
No,
bad.
that
Boss
wouldn't be
wise, I
bad.
was
Like
challenging them.
they can just kick you out the class. Cause what? Cause you challenge what they say. That's crazy.
I'd be like, "Aren't you supposed to be teaching us this?" I was clocking the teach
Why my camera
about
acting
the
crazy?
curriculum. It's all right. I told you I got kicked out of Sunday school too. I got kicked out of teen church, and I had to sit in the sanctuary with my mom. I got kicked out of there for questions. I got kicked out of all the places. Okay, I didn't got kicked
Well
out of
done,
better
Saint.
places than this before.
Well done, Saint. He must say,
Look,
well
they said
done.
she can't be right here. She saying the wrong thing. She gonna get the people riled up. It's gonna be a revolt messing with her. I said ain't gonna be no revolt. I ain't asked nobody to do it with me. I just said what I'm not doing. I ain't tell nobody come along with me.
No, you good. Fuck the people.
Hmm.
But all of that just shows that you were paying attention in history class. Like you were paying attention to what they were teaching you. To me, that seems like
I just ask questions, and people don't like questions. The only time my questions start getting like some traction is when I went to like college. So then it was time for like debates, and I'm in biology and I'm asking questions. And my teacher at one point like stopped the class because I was asking questions. She was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Huh?" She was like, "Your goals, your plans, like what's your career path?" And I told her I was interested in being an NNP. And she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Because if you're going to be a regular NP, I would wait for your
Hmm?
practice and the questions
Yeah,
you're
you want to
asking. I
go
want
first?
to make sure that I join your
You can go
practice."
first every time you
I'm
get
like, I
in.
just be trying to find a root cause of this stuff. I'm into root
Yeah.
causes, real bad, real bad, real bad. I want to know what the
Oh,
underlying cause is for everything.
I love that. We should be
I
questioning.
enjoy it. I enjoy it all the way down. It ain't just biology; it's everything. Where did everything come from, and where did that come from? When I find that out, where did that come from?
But
They
being
be like,
punished,
"Dang, that ain't good enough." It's not.
the crazy part is being punished for asking questions is fucking crazy.
hmm It just means you. It just means you're right. It just means that you found the hot spot. You found what they trying to cover up. I be like, okay, I was right. Because if I wasn't, y'all would have defended it. So whenever you tell me to leave it alone, or just because as a kid, I be like, oh, okay, that means I got it right. That's all it was.
I have a quick question about geese. Are they supposed to be really close to you?
They are mean. They're mean. I wouldn't be that close to them. They're mean.
I'm not. They came to me. I'm like, okay,
It's a trap. I'd get away from there.
But he
I'm
said it's a
working on it,
trap.
but I don't want to move too quickly. I don't want to move too quickly and spook them. So I'm gonna let them walk away on their own so they don't notice me.
Don't show your back. Just walk facing them because they're actually when they get close to you, they're either trying to jack you for food or you're too close to their nest and they're actually ganging up on you. They're about to attack. So
I mean, I
just wanted to
have
come up and say
bees
that.
with me, so I don't know if they eat bees or not.
Frank, hold
They
up, y'all. Hold up, Frank. I'm gonna be completely honest. The wind and all the noise in the background is irritating the fuck out of me. And I'm not trying to I don't know how to come off, but I'm getting hella irritated. Like
It's
I respect you sharing
overstimulating.
it. But the wind and stuff is like getting on my nerves. Like I'm getting irritated. You can leave the camera on and all that, but the noise is just too much for me.
It's scary. I mean, it's overstimulating.
Yeah, it's like a lot of noise. It's too much noise in the background. It's trying to hear over all of it. I'm like getting frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Um, but if you can get away from like all that noise and you want to unmute, that's fine. But I'm gonna be honest, it's just getting to me, and I don't like it. Um, hey KGR,
Hey, how are you doing this morning?
all right.
Or this afternoon. My son just corrected me. He's like, it's afternoon. So how's
Um,
everyone doing? Hey Mia, hey Liz, hey Sag,
hey,
hey Prince.
Oh,
You wanna
Lynn's
say
here.
hi?
Hi.
Hi.
You good? Yeah. He's doing Lego building, so
okay, that sounds like fun. Hey Lynn, are y'all coming from somewhere, or y'all just signing on?
oh, just signing on. Just signing on. I saw it in the Discord and I was like, oh crap. But I was just gonna drop down. I just wanted to say hey, see how you're doing, and I'll be in the comments.
Okay, thanks for coming up, KGR.
Bye
PGR.
bye.
I know Public is live, which I thought he said he wasn't going live today, but I guess he changed his mind.
No, it's good. Um, since we've been doing like these MPD lives, is there anything that like on the outside world people been catching up on, or something you think you may have noticed you would have noticed before? Because I always get curious about that. No, it's a no, y'all.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there is. Certainly on this app, when I meet people in other situations, I'm better able to like pick up on it. Yeah, like my My favorite one, in the sense of like just how interesting it was the one with the guy who I believe he was Jamaican, and he spoke one way at the beginning of like when he first got on the panel. And then by the end, after we had figured him out and kind of exposed him, he spoke a completely different way.
Yeah, I know you're talking about when Dex was up here.
Yes, that one was like fascinating to me.
I just assumed, I ain't gonna lie, I just assumed he was like code switching or something. But yeah, he definitely he felt real comfortable, and it's like, did he not know? Like that's the weird part. Did he not know? Like I don't know, that part was weird. Anybody else? Anybody else notice? Like, have you noticed anything or not really?
I
But
have noticed
I had
that a lot of the fluff stop. Oh, go ahead, Mia.
no, I had missed what happened. I had stepped away.
Now I was asking since we've been doing MPD lives, and focusing on like narcissism, have you been able to benefit from it in your actual life besides just online?
Yeah, I would say my respect is going up because a lot of that fluff stops when I start clocking the fluff or what have you. I get to have more like direct and meaningful conversations. It's not a whole bunch of this. I don't do a lot of chit chat. I be straight to the point. I've been liking that part. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like I said, so it's been cutting back. So I like that. And then people can do the same thing, right? I was never the one to give it. Like I said, most of my loving goes on to women and kids, but I still like it when I can deal direct, and it's not this whole act going on. Does that make sense? When I
Yeah.
start clocking it and saying no thank you and throwing it back, I just get people to deal with me in a more direct manner. And if they don't like it, they kind of pull back. They're like, oh, sometimes that flattery is supposed to endear you to them, and when you don't give that endearing response, it's like, well, fuck
Disarm
you.
you.
Great,
It's
so
supposed to
wonderful,
disarm you.
right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, nah, that ain't word. What you want? Straight up saying what you want, stuff like that. When somebody come over, hey, how you doing? What do you want? So
Cause I'm
I like that. It's been working.
my
Me.
bad. I heard of course, but I definitely I was doing some research because I wanted to do some videos about inmate manipulation. So y'all bear with me 'cause I'm really gonna get past my fears. I'm gonna do it. But and when I in doing like some of the research and like really breaking down my understanding of what I've experienced being around convicts and felons, I it was like my resentment for like how late I was catching on to certain things kind of, you know, what I want to say, it kind of molds how I operate, right? So I'm always thinking like, oh, these men be acting like how the inmates act, or they act like criminals and convicts or whatever. But the reality is, I think that it's a tactic that gets not coined, a tactic that gets what is the word I'm looking for, y'all? What is the word I'm looking for? The inmates get really, I guess let me just say it like this, because I lost the word that I wanted to lose, but the inmates get really, really good at the tactic, but the tactic is like across the board. Like
It's
all the
it,
men do the tactic. It's just the inmates have enough time to really cultivate a unique version of it for the environment, but all the tactics are the same. The flattery, the build you up to break you down, like all of it's the same. I'm sorry. Did somebody say something?
nah.
Oh, but all of it's the same. It's just a tactic, it's a manipulation tactic. There's different levels to it, and it gets unique for certain environments. Like at work, it might look different. When you're at a social event, it might look one way. And now we have like dating apps. Dating apps might make it look different in the family with family members. With men in the family, it may look different. but it's all basically the same tactics. Like all the men try to use these manipulation tactics to get what they want with women that they come in contact with. And it doesn't always mean that it's romantic, but nonetheless, it's still something that they do. And when I started realizing those compliments and what do we call it with the MPD? What we call it? Yeah, the idolizing and all that stuff is a part of it. And it's to break your defenses down and to disarm you so that they can go into doing all what they want to do. It's crazy.
Hey Sagittarius.
Hello, my emotional support people. How are you?
We good. How you doing?
I'm doing very well today.
We were talking about how has the MPD lives or focusing on like narcissism and the steps of it, has it been beneficial in like your real life?
Oh, yeah, I would think so. I hope so for other people. But like for me, just knowing the signs and knowing what to see, it definitely has benefited me a lot. Yes. I realized that a lot of my abuse was rooted in someone having these traits, not necessarily a diagnosis, but having strong traits of a narc, even my own father. So I think it's important to understand those signs because it's so, the way that abuse works is so, what's the word that I want to use? Like a lot of people don't understand it. And it literally makes no sense because why would a person behave that way, right? But once we get the language and we understand like where it's stemming from, I think it helps in the healing process.
You can help me heal.
Yeah, I wonder because so many of these behaviors are so heavily tied to like just like how much. At what point is being, and I'll just like put this bluntly, and I don't exactly mean it this way, but like I'm kind of using hyperbole, but at what point is narcissism and just being a man, at what point is that like the same thing, right? Because it gets so heavily, like this is something that men do so frequently that like I feel like it's like one and the same. Like saying like a narcissistic man is almost redundant.
So when you learn that, the thing that's interesting about men or man or whatever is knowing that is a social construct is that it's the concept of what a man is that men are trying to be, right? Just like we see with pick-me's have like distinctive traits, right? We know what they're gonna say. It's like there's nothing unique about it. We know how they're gonna respond. We know that they want to be a submissive. We know that they have like certain views about themselves and other people. It's just like when it comes to a man, we have to understand that like in no society besides the one we live in the West, has there ever been this gender binary, and the gender binary has been forced on people. So it's like for me, I'm not saying you can't say you're a man or whatever, but men, essentially the performance of being a man, the construct of being a man, because it was invented to cause harm, I see a direct correlation every fucking time.
Right.
Yeah,
Hey, much.
Oh, I'm sorry, Liz. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying hi to Much Too Crazy. Go ahead.
Hey, Much Too Crazy, I know you wanted to ask a question. Did you hold up real quick? Did you want to say something real quick, Sagittarius?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you because I think that manhood is rooted in abuse or some type of manipulation tactics. I have these conversations with my friends a lot because they're amazed at how the men actually show up in their life, and I'm like, well, you have to remember that for years men didn't have to be likable. Our generation is the first generation that's like putting men foot to the fire to make them be likable and to make them be decent human beings. But the nature of man doesn't make them decent human beings. They're constantly in survival mode and constantly punching down on other people just to maintain, manhood. But I agree with Tara. She pointed this out one day on the back end, and we had a really deep conversation about it. But yeah, I agree. I think that just the nature of the gender, man and women, it's destructive, and it is rooted in narcissism. You hear it all the time because as soon as they come up, they say as a man, and as soon as they say that, we already know where it's going.
It's on some fuck shit. But it's also another fun fact in case people didn't notice. Because I feel like we know the benefits of like neurodivergent in our society. And being trans, I think, I forgot the percentage, but people with transgender are actually more likely to be neurodivergent. And I think it's interesting because in some ways, when we get so tied out gender, whether we're a man or a woman, it becomes fucking performative. And I just think it's interesting that people see like that we see being transgender as like this unique thing. Well, not unique, but like this rare thing. But what if it's because of that neurodivergence they recognize some fuck shit and they're just being their authentic selves. And I just think that's interesting because I think when we challenge the norms of like what's accepted of us by our gender, a lot of us will see that like a lot of shit don't make sense. But yeah, just saying.
Oh shoot! Did Mushu Crazy ask her question yet? Because I was about to.
No, she ain't asked it yet. I just wanted to.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mushu Crazy.
So I have been wanting to ask this question. So we deal with. I'm not talking about the normal pick me. I'm talking about like the super pick me or the harmful ones. Like in your day-to-day life, you can just remove yourself. But I find that I think that we're probably gonna see more of this as well. But at the time, I was trying to find the right way to word it. And I have one of those neurodivergent brain, and I be off track and in different languages at the time. So when I give you the example of when it's someone that you cannot avoid because of a workplace. Now, mind you, I know how to do things by the appropriate channels, right? But how do you ladies handle those women that you're forced to deal with? And I'm not talking like because like I went through the proper channels. You know what I'm saying I covered my behind. I made sure to keep track of X, Y, and Z. I know all those types of things, right? Now, at one point, I told one of the managers, I said, because I work in the restaurant business right now, but I've also worked in medical. At one point, I said, I'm telling you, sir, I've had it. Her mouth is extremely disrespectful. And if this was 25 years ago, I would have been drug out behind the dumpster. It'd be over. We were not here having this conversation. And I'm trying really hard because I don't want her to bring me out my character and make me, you know what I'm saying? And when I say harmful, I'm talking about to the extent of like defamation of character. Like she's so concerned about one of the things she said to me is the only reason that the back house guys listen to me is because they like to look at me. Well, don't diminish my capacity to do my job. They listen to me because I speak to them with respect. Things like that. But she would do things like, say things in front of customers towards me or get loud with me. And I had to keep telling myself, we're not doing this. We're not going to let her do this, But she intentionally did this. And if I've experienced it, and I'm pretty sure with everything that's been going on, it has been happening. Like if I have one more YT woman roll her eyes at me when I speak in Spanish to the back of my house, like things like that. However, like we're gonna experience that a lot more in instances where maybe you can't just walk away. What advice or how do y'all deal with that? Because to me, it's like how we talked before about there's a reason why Harriet Tubman carried the pew pew. They're like really harmful. like harmful to the point where like she didn't care if she started problems between me and rumors, and not just me but other women too. And it's specifically aimed towards women. Not
Um,
sure if I went all that right. I know that was a lot. I'm sorry.
no, you good. I'm petty, so I'll explain my pettiness after other people respond. But y'all can go ahead and respond.
Go ahead and respond. Me too. Listen, I'm asking for like, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
Did y'all want to ask a question?
yeah, so as a YT woman myself, so like maybe has some like firsthand knowledge in terms of like what makes us what it gets under our skin and what is effective. Like like it is either going to be like unique because what we deal in, like our currency is passive aggressiveness, and we're kind of like operating on the like assumption that nobody's because what we love to do is throw rocks and hide our hands, right? And then feign innocence, like do just enough. And I don't know if this is what's happening with you, to like go right up to the line of like of being inappropriate and of pushing people's buttons while still having that plausible deniability so that we can say like we didn't do anything, right? And
Yes,
like
yes. What you're talking about, that happens with the customers a lot. The woman I was actually talking about, it kind of bothered me even more because she's a woman of color.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know like if she's being like or if these people in general are being like blatant with you, like overt, or if they're doing the tactic of going right up to the line to where they have plausible deniability. Because I think the second one is even more difficult because you if you oftentimes like will be banking on the fact that like if you call it out or if you have a reaction to it, you're gonna look like the bad guy, because then we can just say, what do you mean I'm not doing anything, who, little me?
So I'm gonna give you. So when you're talking about the customers, that's usually the YT women that I deal with, and that's easy because I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, you gonna pay me anyway. You gonna pay for my bills, so tip me and buy. But like this girl, I'll give you one really bad one. Like I said, she's another woman of color. Y'all ladies that know me know that my sister had passed, and it was her birthday. And one of my coworkers, who I'm not gonna lie to you, the man is stunning, but we actually are close. And he came over, and he put his arm around me. He said, "You good, ma?" And then I had stopped in on my way back from an amusement park just to stop in and use the bathroom and grab drinks, right? And he saw me and he gave me a hug. And you know, Puerto Ricans, we hug and kiss on the cheek. He gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And he said, "I was thinking about you, whatever." It wasn't like he was just being a compassionate human being. She came over to me on the expo line in front of the dining room. There was my daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, my roommate. There was customers on the other side. And she said, "If you're gonna F him, can you wait in the bathroom? Can you wait till he's on break or off the clock?" That's how she said, that's how bad she got.
So I'm gonna say this. She not just mad like that for no fucking reason. And as innocent as it may seem, like, oh, it's just a kiss or whatever, like, there's a reason why that woman is so mad about what that man doing. Has she been there longer than you have? Has she been there longer than you have, though?
No, yeah, but he started after I started.
So, who the guy?
Yeah, because she told me, "Oh, wait till you see the new guy. He is beautiful." And she stayed chasing the men. But I've had to check her a few times about touching the men. I'm like, just because you're a woman does not mean you can touch on these men. If my son came home and told me you was touching on him.
Yeah, but hold up. Not much you crazy. That's not your son. They grown ass men, to be honest. And that might be part of it. It's like, you don't know what the guys are doing in the background right? You don't know what conversations are being had between them when you're not around. That's what I'm saying. And the only reason I say it is because, like, sometimes, like, they thrive off that shit, especially if you go to him and say, oh, she said such and such. They thrive off that triangulation bullshit. But what I was saying is, those men are not your son. They are grown ass men. And it's not your job to say something to her about them. That's on them to do. That's first and foremost. But I don't know. I feel like even like it don't matter if you're saying Puerto Rican people kiss or whatever. Like it's still inappropriate. And I'm not trying to. I don't know. It might seem like I am, and maybe I am. I ain't gonna lie, but like it's given. It looks like the core issue is the men. Like for some reason, is it that she just want validation from them, and then she's mad that you're getting some type of attention, or are they doing some shit like with purposely pinning people together? Because that's what the fuck they do.
Right, because well, initially too, mind you, I was not in uniform. I was in my street clothes and I was coming in as a customer. And I just happened to see him coming out the kitchen with the mop. And that was it. His aunt had passed and my sister had passed around the same time. And it wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? It was literally a one arm or whatever. And I get it. But again, it's not like that. I'm not trying to, I don't care what they're trying to do.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about you. What I'm saying is men play games. They will do something with you and you think, oh, this is innocent, but he's purposely playing this guy like, oh, you just like, they could be trying to make somebody jealous. I'm just real susceptible to like men being too fucking touchy friendly and fucking familiar, because it's like, yeah, it's like she's touching them, but why is that even a thing in the first place? Like, I don't know. I be thinking niggas be doing shit.
Because he don't even remember his mama birthday, but he remembered that your sister passed.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen the same as his aunt, but yeah, it wasn't that. He knew that I had to go. He knew that I had to go to a funeral.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she's the problem. I don't know her. I don't know the full situation, but I don't think she's the problem. I think they playing the game to put y'all against each other because they love to do that shit.
But let me speak to something real quick, because I don't know, because I think it could be multiple things. So first, when Liz thought that she was talking about the woman of color being YT, Liz had made a point about YT women, love to throw rocks and hide their hand and blah, 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 blah. And it made me think about YT women are the biggest pick-me's. They the worst. They the biggest pick-me's, like, as a collective, right? Okay. So any other group of women who kind of operate under that umbrella of pick-meism is going to have certain behaviors that would be similar to what you would assume would be a YT woman. So that's first, because they're going to cosplay and try to emulate what they see other people do, or how they view being supportive of men. They're going to emulate that, right? And that's harmful to other women. So I could definitely see a woman who hasn't unpacked her internalized misogyny, who is trying to get some type of social status, be problematic and cause harm to another woman. Now, that's going to be directly related to the men. When you work in environments like that, because a lot of restaurant environments, the back of the house, as y'all call it, is very much male dominated. The cooks and the dishwashers are often men. Now, I don't know what area you in, and this may not be exactly the same, but this is how I feel about it. A lot of those men who work in those environments are either they have a record or they just got out. And remember, I told y'all earlier that it's something unique, or inmates have a lot more time to cultivate their manipulation skills that is specific to them and that is like flawless, right? Air quotations, because they ain't flawless, but that's what they think. So I can definitely see how Tara could come up with the idea that they're doing some heavy triangulation. Because if she walked up to you and said, oh, wait till you see the new guy, he handsome, and then you told me the day that he hugged you, he was taking the trash out, he ain't that fucking cute. He the damn dishwasher. He the damn trash guy. He ain't that fucking cute. He's a weird ass nigga.
off GP for me. So I'm saying it to say for either one of y'all and to view him in that way, and he pulling around trash, and he, you know, probably think he all that. He probably be flirting, you know, he probably be trying to be cute, giving bedroom eyes. He's a manipulator. And if he's younger, he's done learned that older women might like him, or that he can finesse women, and he probably a homosexual. It's all kind of things I could think about. And I'm not degrading nobody's job. I'm degrading these niggas and their job. That's my opinion.
No, I agree with you. When you made the comment, like when you had to say something to him, that's the problem too. Because if he, let's say he ain't shit, like that's to be honest, he ain't shit, right? She's going to him complain about you. You're going to him to complain about her. They love being the center of attention like that, and they'll do stuff to keep that going. So I don't know. The way I know how workplace politics work, and I heard what you said, but that shit was still hella inappropriate. And he did it out and open for a reason, no matter what you was wearing and where the clock was at. Like, and they like to tap into our own internalized misogyny to pin us against each other. Because, like, why would she be so upset? Why would she be so upset? And why did you have to say that the way she touched that man was inappropriate? Why didn't he say something himself? Because it's like they playing some fucking games.
And wait, before you finish, Much Too Crazy, let me tell you this one thing before you finish, before you comment. They want us women to be in competition with each other. They will make you feel, especially because I don't know the dynamics. I don't know all the dynamics of you and that woman, but they will want you to feel like, oh, you pretty, she just jealous of you. And they don't always say those words. And what ends up happening is you have people that's mad with you because of the way you would think, oh, people think I'm all in. Or they think that, or she just mad because she think I'm all in, whatever. The reality is, it be a certain vibe that people give off and we give off when they done been slick and got into our minds with their manipulation. Because the game that they be playing be so subtle and slick, you start feeling like, oh, you know, everybody get along with me because, like you mentioned, like everybody get along with me because, you know, I speak to them in Spanish, you know, I treat the guys with respect. I'm telling you, Much Too Crazy. These niggas play a cold game, and they do it in every arena they operate in. Because that's what they do. They will try to say, oh, you not like the rest. You different. You treat us with more respect. No, fuck you. No, that's not what it is. That's definitely not what it is. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Much Too Crazy. What you say her ethnic background is?
No.
What's her ethnic background, Much Too Crazy?
The girl, there's another thing. She's only 23 and she's a 23-year-old black girl, but she said like she's from the South. She just moved.
Is she darker than you? Hold on, is she darker than you?
Yeah, but
yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna say.
I knew it.
Let's pause.
I got a manage.
No.
I got a management position.
Much Crazy. Pause for a second. Okay. Because they like to do that shit too. Is the man you talking about, is he a black man?
Yes.
Okay, and is he darker complexion also?
He's my complexion.
So you don't think that maybe he's antagonizing her on purpose?
So this is where it goes. With him, I looked at her and I was like, why would you say that to me? But okay, and I just walked away. Didn't even say nothing to him about it. I walked away.
Why would you say something?
The boy that I told her, I didn't say anything to him about what she said to me.
But I'm saying, why would you say something?
I spoke to her later.
Okay, and what she said?
Yeah, exactly. That's what so that if he was trying to do that, the boy that I told her not to touch is because they gave me a management position and she was running around chasing behind this boy in the front of the house, and I'm like, you cannot be doing that. What they do in the back, I really don't care. They want to chase. I've been in this restaurant business since I'm 15 years old. I know how they act. But that's not me. I took it so far as to invite this girl to my house to have drinks. I said, why don't we sit down and have a drink? I said, what is going on? What's wrong? Because we wear the same uniform. This the same girl that when the DoorDash driver was disrespectful to her, I put him in check and told him to go sit down. But this the same girl that when the DoorDash driver grabbed me, she said, oh, that's pretty girl problems. I don't have that problem. I said, no, that's a woman problem. He shouldn't have touched me. So I sat her down and I said, we got to work together. So you the mid-shift manager, I'm the night shift manager. We need to be able to work together. What is the problem? What is your problem with me? Why are you over here throwing shade on me like rice at the wedding?
And what she say?
And she just like kind of put her head down. Well, no, blah, blah, blah. And she had tried to flirt with me initially too. I said, no, sweetheart, this ain't that. I'm here to make my money and go home. So I put her on check. She's very young and she wants attention basically. She wants attention. She got a lot of personal stuff going on, and I told her, when you walk through that door, none of this matters. We all wearing the same uniform. We all there to make a check. This might be a job for you while you getting done with school, but this is a job that's helping me pay the bills and take care of my daughter. So we need to put this to rest because you're not about to mess with my paper. And I don't know what your problem with me is because I've been nothing but nice to you.
How is she jeopardizing your money?
Because she was running around saying stuff when she ran around and telling everybody that I was sleeping with that boy, that man. So now if I'm his manager, if I say something, if anything comes up and I gotta defend and maybe he's in the right or whatever, it's gonna look like I'm only doing it because, you know what I'm saying? You're making it hard for me to do my job when you're telling people that I'm sleeping with the staff. And I'm a manager.
So did this all started when the guy came, or is this how it's always been?
It started when I told her she needed to calm down being up close to me. Because she kept coming up close to me and putting us, I'm like, girl, it's hot and I'm fat and you big too. Get your titties off my back. Why are you so close to me? Like, give me some space. Tried to be nice about it, but she kept being like very pushy. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And then you hear them talking, and when I'm new, I'm trying not to say nothing. You know, I'm trying to just make the observations and stuff and see who's doing what and everything like that. But she since has been let go, so that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up. Like I said, to hear what they said that she was taking money.
So when you ask like how to deal with it, are you talking about her still, or are you talking about something different?
Well, I'm asking because in future, because the thing, like I see this happen a lot. This is not the first time that this has happened, and like people sit there and say, "Oh, you don't know what it's like. You pretty. You don't know what it's like." And then I tell them, I'm like, I promise you, if you knew what I've gone through to get here, you wouldn't hate me for being here.
So hold up. If somebody says that you have pretty privilege, you don't know what it's like to not have it, why wouldn't that be valid? Why would that not be valid?
But it's not that it's not valid. What I'm saying is, when she tells me that a man grabbed me, and when I tell her that this DoorDash driver grabbed me by the arm, and that a customer had to kind of step next to me and walk away, and she says to me, well, I don't know what that's like. That's a pretty girl problem. No, that's a woman problem. You think only pretty women get assaulted? You think only pretty women get harassed?
That right there. Do you think pretty privilege exists?
Oh, I know it does.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if it exists, what is it? What does a pretty privilege look like? If it's a thing.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that pretty privilege is. See, it's hard. That one's hard for me because I don't look at myself on that level. But that's my own. I'm working through that. You know, I've been told that I have like what they call it, body dysmorphia, whatever. You know, so I struggle. I struggle with taking compliments.
No, I'm not talking about you particularly. What I'm saying is,
but yeah, I do acknowledge it. It can be something small, like they might get you bricks.
Let me make sure it's clear. If you're saying pretty privilege is a thing, right? What privileges do people get from being pretty?
Yeah, like they get away with stuff. Would it be something like I've heard men say, oh, you're not fine enough to talk like that. So apparently, if a pretty woman told you to go F yourself, then you would just take it. You know what I mean? So like I've heard that before. Attractive men, they also get away with other things too. If the man come up to you and approach you and whatever, like a pretty privilege definitely exists. It could be anything as small as getting a free drink at the bar to as big as people letting certain inappropriate behavior slide because you're attractive.
So if somebody was acknowledging pretty privilege is a thing. If somebody was to say to you, you don't understand because you're pretty privileged, why would that not be valid? Because why I don't understand the pushback. If somebody says that, like, oh, you got this privilege, blah blah blah, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. Why would you say, well, you don't understand and give an excuse for it?
Well, I see what you're saying. Like when she said that they only listen to me because I got you. It's not even a pushback. It's just, I guess it's not so much pushback. It's just when a woman says something like that to you, it's frustrating because you're a woman too. And like we already get enough of it from men. She's not an ugly girl. You know what I'm saying? She's not unattractive. She has her attitude and her behaviors are kind of ugly. But like I've been kind enough to her when she came into work one day, boo, crying over some dude. I said, "Are you okay?" You know what I'm saying?
So I think the
Stuff like that.
problem is you keep going to like because the question I'm asking is if you know pretty privilege is a real thing, right? If somebody says like, oh, you wouldn't understand because you have pretty privilege, I'm asking you in general, why would that not be valid? Don't do the thing when you like, well, I did this for this person. I'm talking about in general. If pretty privilege is your thing and a person does not have pretty privilege, no matter what you're saying, they don't have it. Why would you say that like, oh, but here's these other things? Why would it not be in a moment like, damn, I never thought of it like that?
Can I say something real quick? So I think that, I think that like multiple things can probably be true at the same time. I think that like it is valid when people point out, someone else's privileges, and that we do need to stop and reflect on that when it's brought up. I also think that it's feasible for that to be weaponized in the sense of like, because you're talking about She Crazy that somebody had assaulted you, right? And then she said, well, that's pretty privilege problems. I don't have that. Is that correct?
Yeah, but there was also the time when she said that some of the cooks that were argumentative towards her, and she was like trying to get me to like say, oh, like this is his fault, that's his fault. And I said, well, I don't know, because when I ask him to do this and I give him the list, he does it. And she said, well, that's just because he likes to look at you.
Right. So I would say like in one situation, her bringing it up is valid in the situation with the cooks. In the other situation, because you can't, if somebody gets assaulted, you can't say, well, you can't like throw pretty privilege in their face. Like they were just assaulted. Like, how is that? So now it's a privilege to be assaulted. To me, that's not valid, right? Like, I don't think it applies there because it's never a privilege to be assaulted. But in the other situation, yes, I would say that could be a valid, point for her to have brought up. And that would be something to possibly reflect on for sure.
No, I hear what you're saying, but for my frustration lies in, I also, like I said, I don't think it's fair to diminish, again, as a woman, okay, I could say that, but men already diminish our capacity to do things enough. I come to the job, I'm organized, I have everything set out. They're not all scattered around, not knowing stuff. I'm not barking orders. I let them know when I walk in, this is what I need you to do on this shift. So you're diminishing my capacity to run my shift. At the same time, I get what she's saying. Okay, it might be true that he likes to look at me. It doesn't change the fact that I run my shift efficiently. So I feel like that was the pushback I had about it. I'm not about saying it's not a real thing. I get that it's a real thing. I make my money off men that like to look at me all day when I worked at the bars. You know what I'm saying? But is when you're in this certain thing. Women, we already get that pushback from men that she probably slept her way to the top. Or they only do that. She only did because, you know what I'm saying? Like we already get so much of that from men. So when to hear it from a woman is just frustrating. That's all. Because I felt like it was like invalidating my capacity to do my job. And I see what y'all are saying, that she was valid, that it does exist. But the reason why I guess I felt that way, why there was that pushback, because I felt like basically you're just diminishing my capacity to function and be a good lead when, you know what I'm saying, there's more to it than he just likes to look at me.
But here's the thing, though, is that when like privilege, because with privilege, like with YT privilege and with male privilege, and then even with pretty privilege, like the components are oftentimes the same in the sense that what that privilege does for you is it makes you by default seem more trustworthy, seem like a better person, seem more credible, seem smarter, all of these things that like people who don't have that type of privilege don't get by default. And that is why, like, because just like with other types of privilege, a man could be good at his job. He could be efficient. He could, he could be perfectly capable, but at the same time, there's a good chance that being a man helped like push him like above the others in the sense of like he's going to be like some other people could be just as capable, but he got that edge if like none of them were men. Same with YT people, right? Like there's the credible, trustworthy, innocent, all these things that people who do not have white privilege don't get. Same with pretty privilege, right? And we see men and YT people will often have that same pushback and say, well, are you saying that I'm not good at my job because I'm capable? And it's like, no, but that did give you an advantage because by default you were seen as all of these positive qualities that other people don't necessarily aren't necessarily seen as.
It does make sense, when you want to say like that. Again, though, too, I get that that's a thing, like, and I didn't think of it that way because I struggle to look in the mirror and see pretty every day. I have to remind myself that the shit my mother said to me growing up is not real. So that's a struggle for me. So I don't consider myself to be having it, but I get exactly what you're saying. And I did, yeah, like I said, that was me feeling offended because I felt like she was just basically.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He told you that the men was talking to her a certain way. What was you saying?
So apparently, like, she very disorganized. So she'll sit there, mess around, and do nothing and play on her phone half the shift. And then the boys over there, I said the boys because they're like in their 20s. The guys are back there doing whatever. Does she want to sit there and come up to him at the last second? And I've seen her do it. Oh, well, you got to do this, this, and this, and start adding extra stuff. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? And so she starts throwing stuff at them. So then they be like, you had like 2 hours while you was sitting there on your phone. You could have been said something. That type of stuff. So then when stuff doesn't get done, then she throwing them under the bus too. Oh, well, I tried to tell, let's say Mike. I'm just pulling the name out there. I tried to tell Mike to do it. He don't listen to me. And then she'll say it again. Maybe if Jamie tell him. Like, she make it work. I'm like, why do you keep bringing my name up? Like, can you keep my name out your mouth when you talk about, like, leave me alone. Like, Jamie over here I'm just over here counting money and not you over here bucking. You know what I mean? She throws me into it, but that's why they get pissed off. When I come in, I say, hey, I go in, I look through, I see what needs to be done, see what needs to be prepped, and I let them know ahead of time. For when they got downtime, they can do it. For when they're not asking them to do stuff, when they got 5, 10 to go tickets up and stuff like that. And then, that's like I said, it's not about me. Maybe they do like to look at me, but that's not why they don't give me pushback like they give to you.
But why are they giving her pushback?
Hey, I was about to say, Much Too Crazy. Did you take that opportunity to talk to her about running the shift when she said that, and say, hey, there's some things that I do that seem to work well, what have you, but did you address how she runs the shift and then kind of go from there at any point?
I try. I
Say,
really try.
hey, you did? Okay.
I tried.
And that's all.
I
That's all I
said,
wanted. I wanted to know because she said she told them, and they just don't listen, but they listen for you. So that means that he knows how to do it. And I think that would be frustrating too if he did it for one person and didn't do it for another. Right? That needs to be handled. And I don't know if it's something only he can do if he knows at the beginning of the shift. You see what I'm saying? If he has to
yeah.
just find the time throughout the shift, I don't know how restaurants or the back end works, but I'm thinking that if you come in there every day, there's something that you know, there's some routine to your job. There's something that you know that you need to do at some point, but you maybe not. Maybe it is different every single
She
day.
talked about is like a
So
prep stuff, which that kind of stuff rotate. So like every shift, like if we sold this much stuff, we're out of this, we're out of that. So every shift is gonna be a little bit different every day. The list of what needs to be prepped out, and that was they was talking about the prep work. Yeah, the cleaning and the basics, that's all the same. But it's the shift lead, it's the manager's job. It's the manager's job to go through the inventory. Like the freezers and the coolers are locked. We got the keys, you know what I'm saying? It's our job to go through and see what needs to be pulled, what needs to be thawed, what needs to be that type of stuff. And that stuff is gonna change day to day. And so I go through as soon as I walk in and I make my list for the front of the house. I make, you know what I'm saying? So I let them know ahead of time, hey, they said you need to do bacon. You got to make more buttermilk batter. Where, because they are, so she would, like I said, she just bring it inconvenient and I've seen it happen. So I tried to say like, maybe she's like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, making my list. Oh yeah, you don't got to do that. Come here. And then she want to talk to me like we're friends. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. Like, but like I said, it just be that frustration. And I really tried to be nice to her. I tried to talk to her. She will argue with me in front of customers. I ask her a simple question. She start like I said, I tried. And it was really hard because to just not try to be compassionate. And I clearly she seemed like she had went through some stuff. But listen, we are at work. I am not your fucking therapist.
Oh, hold up. My question, my question was when she was like, they don't listen to me, because that's her, like, part of her job is managing. So when she said the employees are not listening to me, what support did she receive at that point?
She was talking to the higher up, the higher up manager when she said it, because he asked her how come something wasn't done. She tried to look at me, and I was like, and I'm looking around like,
Hold up. I'm asking a very specific question. Because she was put in that position, right? So she couldn't have been all bad, right? My question is, when she said, I'm supposed to be managing the shift and these men are not listening to me, or the boys, or how you refer to them, what support did she receive is my question.
I don't know, because I'm not a higher up. I'm actually a part-time, and she's full-time.
I'm not saying you were supposed to give the support. My question is, did she actually get support? When she voiced her concern about people in the shift not recognizing the fact that her job was to manage and they're not listening, was they written up? Was anybody let go? Was some training offered? Like, what support did she receive? Or was it just like...
I honestly have no idea. But again, because I work 4 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week, so I'm not sure how they dealt with it. But yeah, because that was again that she was talking to her boss, so I really don't know how the boss dealt with it. I doubt he did much of anything, because he's something else too. Like I said, I'm trying to just come in here and do my job. I see it happening a lot. And like I said, I'm trying again. That's why I asked the question. Like, I appreciate the input and you know what I'm saying, because I wouldn't have thought about, because I kept saying like I'm trying so hard to be nice to this girl, and I don't know how much, not nice, but to communicate. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna just I understand we talk about her. I'm gonna tell you what I think the red flag is about what you're saying. Referring to men as boys, emphasizing, like, that's not cool. Saying that men doing stuff inappropriate is or like, I'm sorry, the whole, like, your son. And the other thing was, What was the other thing? I should have wrote it down. Only reason, let me just say this. I'm not saying women do shit that's perfect, but it sounds like some shit was going on with her and she wasn't actually receiving support. It seemed like, because even in businesses, relational Russian is a thing, and somebody becomes a scapegoat. It's the person that, like, nobody really likes that person. You talk about the person behind their back or whatever, and that becomes the person is okay to like rag on. Like it's the same shit that happened in schools, the same thing that happens in societies or whatever. So it's just like she was put in that position for a reason. So she had to be doing something good to be promoted to manager.
No, her uncle used to be the assistant manager, and he hired her. So I don't know about good, but
So did she
but
do did she have any enduring qualities at all?
that's what I'm saying. Like she wasn't terrible. She was good with the customers. You know what I'm saying? When she was in a good mood, she could be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like we had conversation. It's just whenever any of the back of house was around or whatever like that, she just and I'm like that's why I said to her. And some of the things that she would say to me, like she was cursing at me. I was like, oh, whoa, watch your mouth, calm down. That's the part where I said, like, I really don't care what they're doing to you back there. You're not about to stand here and cuss at me when I got a pair of shoes. She, let me stop. Let me pause. It was very hard for me because this girl literally sitting there dropping F-bombs and cussing me. And I'm just like, whoa, okay, I'm going to walk away from you, but you need to calm down. You're out of pocket right now. And I walked away. But
How
every
many
time I tried to be nice to her or
how
talk to her,
many
communicate.
how many women versus men are in this at this restaurant?
There's usually about 4 guys in the back, to the 4 servers in the front. And the servers are usually girls and hosts. The day shift has a lot more running. When I do the late night shift, it's usually just me and one cook and one dishwasher. So I would say a lot of times it's close to 50-50. The most that it'll be like, yeah, it's usually 2 and 2. Two ladies, 2 guys. Like the back house is almost exclusively men. There was like one young lady that worked there, but she ended up moving. So yeah, back house is mostly men, and I think we only have one guy working up front.
So it's definitely some structural issues in this restaurant. And I know that's common, but that doesn't mean it's not an issue, right? I would say, because you said she got let go, look out for the next person because it's going to be somebody next. And the way that it worked out for her is probably going to be a woman who's going to be the scapegoat next. But, go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, so I think it's a couple things probably to take away from this. One is like, and I know this is easier said than done, but like you just, I think we need to develop some like discernment, and this goes for everybody because nobody's very good at this, between like, and I guess this goes back to having boundaries also, between like things that are like valid and things that aren't valid, because one person can have valid complaints and can have complaints that are just out of left field and don't really warrant much attention paid to them. Because what we saw here is like, yeah, for her to say that you getting assaulted was pretty privileged, that's ridiculous, right? And that doesn't really deserve much consideration. But for her to say people aren't listening to me, and that's because of and then they're listening to you because you have a relative degree of pretty privilege, that is something that does need to be addressed and dealt with, right? And I wonder if, and maybe you said this, but if you did go back there to back of house and say, listen, when she's got something to say, that needs to be addressed also, or you know what I mean, or just standing up to her in some capacity. I think that maybe could have been useful. And the other thing is just to keep in mind is like men can when it comes to like, and I know we say like, oh, it's not okay for women to it's not okay for men to put their hands on women. It's not okay for women to put their hands on men. The difference is that men are bigger, stronger, and have male privilege. They are not, when men put their hands on us, that is seen as that could potentially be a threat on our lives, right? Because they're telling us that they don't care about our consent and they will violate us anyway. And then and then our minds automatically go to like, well, if they don't, like, where else could this show up, and how much will this principle that they have, like, how far will that get taken to the point where I'm in physical danger? Men don't experience that. If a woman grabs a man's behind, he might think that's annoying, but he isn't like, am I going to unalive? Right? So I think that men can handle themselves. Men don't need us to really step in for that. And I very much firmly believe that. So I would say, like, and frankly, like, despite the situation being different for women, men don't step in for us when it's happening to us. So I firmly believe that is not, necessarily your place at all to be super worried about.
I said something that was happening on my dining room floor. That's the only reason.
Right.
That's the only reason.
I feel like I think a lot of times we acknowledge like discrimination in society, and we think like it's just like we don't understand, like, for you to say you work at this restaurant and this woman who was darker complexion being demonized the way she did, I think it's fucked up. That's what my reservations are. I don't care what the situation is. I think that's fucked up. I think if she said that people were not listening to her, that should have been dealt with right away. Because if she voiced her opinion about that and then nothing was done about it, like, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's not okay that they listen to some people and not others if that's the way it's supposed to be structured. That's giving the boys in the back, so to speak, too much. It makes them valid, and it's like that even gives them even more reason to put y'all against each other, because like essentially they get a power trip over the fact that when she's managing, they don't have to listen to shit she gotta say, because somebody gonna come in and they don't like her anyway, and they gonna be like, oh, she was in the wrong, she shouldn't have did that, and she gonna be dealt with. That just eggs them on even more. So I just wanted to say, like, if especially colorism is definitely at play here. It's definitely at play here. And them being super friendly with you and treating her like shit shows that, like, y'all got some internal issues that need to be dealt with. Morale ain't where it need to be at. And it's causing, like, the company to lose people. And it's causing weird dynamics. Because those are not boys, they're grown fucking men. They grown fucking men who bullied that woman. And that's not okay.
Like I said, I agree with what you said about that. Like, I never really considered that, because again, like, in my mind, the 19 and 20-year-olds is, so I get where you're coming from with that. The grown men is grown men, but I see what you're saying about that. But the 19-year-old, she was chasing around the thing. That's why it kind of like, first of all, you can't do that on the dining room floor. Like, if y'all gonna pay, like, basically, if you're gonna do that, you should go. You can't do that in front of customers.
What was his reaction?
I did.
What was his reaction?
He had been telling her to stop. He's like, yo, chill. He was trying to mop the floor. And he's like, yo, chill. Like, let me. So I was like, are you good? And his face got mad red. And he was like, I'm like, you need to calm down. You can't be just doing that. And I pulled her to the side. I pulled her to the side. And I'm like, you can't be doing that. You got to calm down. You cannot do stuff like that. Just because you are a woman does not mean you can do stuff like that. Especially, look, what you do, I saw that, what you do in your personal business behind the door, I don't care. But on the dining room floor like that, you can't do stuff like that.
And what did she
but
say?
Then I also try to...
What did she say when you said that to her?
She got embarrassed, and I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to look out for you because, and I tried to talk to her. I said, I'm trying to look out for you because that was one of the things what I said. You said that they don't listen to you, but I don't play those games with them. Like, this is not, you know what I mean? So I try to tell her that. I try to tell her, certain things. I'm like, even when I told her, when she was saying it, I said, if they're really giving you that hard of a time, though, you need to talk to the higher up because, and when you do it, I said, make sure you put it in writing.
But you do recognize that the high up's not listening to her. She literally was the scapegoat of the company.
And
But
I think
my issue with her was, again, every time she got in trouble, she put my name in her mouth, and I really had nothing to do with any of this. And then on top of it, cursing at me.
But she's pointing out the issue in real time. She's showing how like she's being treated differently from you. I know what you're saying.
No, that's not. I'm not talking about that part of it. It's not even just that, but her saying stuff like me messing around with this man and doing all this stuff, and but I'm like, we're like what? But like she's yelling stuff and across the dining room because she was about to leave, and she said, "Oh, don't worry, this is just my cousin. He's not my man." And she was yelling it to me. I said, "I'm just over here minding my business." And she said, "Yeah, you be minding so and so business too. Why are you yelling stuff like that to me across the like? Come on, like that's the part what pissed me off. Like that's the part I'm saying. Like just because they're shitting on you, don't come. And I tried to help you, but once you start throwing that shade that you're getting onto me, come on now. And I don't work with these men all the time. Now, I never work with two guys.
Sagittarius, did you want to say something? I guess not. I was just asking.
I do appreciate y'all giving me time because I really would. I'm like I said, I tried, and then I just like gave up at the point where she was like, you know what, I'm done. Like the way she started cussing at me, talking about everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's okay for her to talk to you like that at all.
Her and I came up.
Do you understand? Do you understand that like she was? Do you understand that she was a scapegoat though, and what that does to a person?
Oh, I said it. I said that to the other night shift manager. I said I don't think she did that. She might have been a pain in my ass and made my job a little. I don't think she did it. I said it out loud. I said it to them too. I don't believe she did it. She's a pain in the ass, but she don't strike me as a thief. I don't think she stole the money. I did say it out loud, and I said it to the general manager too, like the head manager. I said I don't think she did that.
it's possible that they just wanted to get rid of her, and this is unfortunate that they wanted to get rid of her, and they just made up a reason. That has been known to happen, and that is the unfortunate truth. And if that did happen to her, that is extremely unfortunate, and it is just indicative of the fact that she was being scapegoated, that she was being mistreated there, that it was not a positive environment for her at all. But I think, the fact is, and I know, because you said she's been let go, you don't have to deal with her anymore. So this specific situation is not necessarily applicable, but I know that, situations like it will come up again. And I think it's just the reality is that people and life is complicated. And it sounds like there were definitely some like aspects of her behavior that were not okay, and were not, it was not okay to talk to you like that. And it was not okay. Like there were some ways in which it seems like was definitely in the wrong. There are also some ways in which she was absolutely valid. And also you just need to look at the entire thing through the lens of, she might have been being mistreated in ways that you didn't see. And that can absolutely have an effect on somebody. At the same time, it's not an excuse to treat people however you want. So both, a multitude of things are true at once.
That's why I appreciate y'all, because you did bring stuff to my attention, because once they let her go, I did feel bad. I'm like, damn, that's wrong how they did her. Like me and a couple of other managers would say something like, and so when I bring it up, it's because, I know that there was other stuff going on. My thing was like, I don't even know how to be supportive to someone who's that toxic. Like she would sit there after she talked about it and key all in their faces. So I was like, well, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. After I told her, you know what I'm saying, if you are being professional, you can't be over here going that far or whatever, but then wonder, like if they can't take you serious, you got to learn how to separate your personal, even if you're friends outside of here. If I'm friend, I've worked with friends before, and I'm like, listen, at work, we're at work. You know what I'm saying? Outside the building is outside the building. But I do appreciate it because I do see where I could have moved better, and that's why I brought it up because I really was trying to figure out how to help her out because I could see that she was struggling because you don't talk to people that way unless there's something hurting in you. The fact that every other day you're telling me, oh, that's just because you're pretty about something. Well, you mop the floor good just because you're pretty. Like every other thing that out your mouth is just because I'm pretty, or something like that. And then it go from that, from trying to be my friend to then when as soon as I'm going, you cursing at me and bugging out on me like that. So I was I do really appreciate ladies, and that's why I put it to y'all because, like, how do you know what I mean? But at that point too, like, some people you just can't help because I did try to help her, and then I feel like she got almost more pissed off when I was nice to her.
Yeah, I think one takeaway I would say is to like recognize because it sounds like it's the workplace is toxic, right? But to also recognize that like y'all was pinned against each other on purpose.
I could see where, like I said, they thought it was funny. They would be laughing about certain things. They'd be key, or whatever like that. I'm not stupid, but at the same time, I'm telling her like, I don't know why you're taking it out on me. Like, why you over here cussing at me, mad at me? Like, I'm trying to help you.
It's the same. So what happens is like essentially, I'm pretty sure there's a lot other things fucked up about the job, right? And I know for a fact those boys, and I know how, especially young boys get when they work together, they don't always be carrying their weight. Like, so it's like at the same time, just recognize like there's a structure in place where like those men are allowed to get away with some bullshit because it's like when women are there, especially in positions of power, like it's like, oh, we get to play these games at the same time. Cause like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a fucked up situation. I think that it's not strong management. Whoever runs this company is trash. And the fact that this woman was targeted that way is fucked up.
Yeah, I was really bad when I came in and they told me that shit. I came in because like I be having like 3 or 4 days off sometimes, and I came in and I'm like, yo, where's she at? They was like, oh yeah, she got let go. I said, huh? Like what happened? No, they said that she stole X amount of dollars. I was like,
Yeah, and I think that something to keep in mind is just how beneficial it is. Like it's crucial to the upholding of patriarchy for men to triangulate women and pit them against each other. Like it needs to happen and it needs to be successful. Otherwise, like it is much easier for the entire thing to come crumbling down. It's a house of cards. So like, and I feel like just viewing things through that lens is so useful because it helps like to make sense of a lot more. Like we see that with like YT women and Black women, and not that like there were definitely vital, valid, I should say, like reasons why Black women have been apprehensive and distrustful of YT women, but we also at the same time there has been a very deliberate efforts made to triangulate, right? And so when we see stuff like this, yeah, I think that Tara was absolutely right in her instinct to look at what the men's behavior was and what possibly was happening behind the scenes to ensure that triangulation happened, because men are doing that left and right. We see it on this app, we see it off this app, we see it in every aspect.
That was a frustrating part for me because I understood that she was frustrated. I understood the problem, and I'm like, like why would like men do this to us enough? Like, why are we doing this to each other? Like I said, she looked genuinely surprised. There was a DoorDasher that was very disrespectful.
hold on. Here's the thing: you actually receive favorable treatment. That's why. It's not a thing like it go back and forth. And the reality of the situation, when it works, the thing of way relational aggression works is that um those who feed into it benefit from not being the scapegoat. So the reason why you became, because like women also got internalized misogyny, but essentially you got favorable treatment. And I feel like the way she communicated that probably wasn't the best, but that's what the frustration was. So I don't feel like you getting favorable treatment is a reflection on management, but she can't say shit to management because she could lose her job. So she's going to say it to you. And that's how that works. So it's not a thing
Yeah,
of why
because
would you just
you
do
was
it
higher up
to me.
than me.
It's the fact that, like, hey, I'm doing the same job you are doing, yet look how I'm getting treated, and you're getting treated like they let you in the club and not me. And then we also understand that, especially when it comes to things like colorism, people not just showing up to the job experiencing it for the first time. It goes all the way back to that person's childhood. It shapes their whole perspective and their worldview. So, like, something we may think is just this one situation can be something that resonates with someone on so many different levels.
You know, but initially, like I said, that this was happening over a course of months. Initially, I do understand that the colorism is very prevalent. I do understand that type of stuff, and I know that she's young. So initially, like, I just was like, it was little by little by little, and I was calm, and I was, you know what I'm saying, just trying to, like, I'm trying to learn the job too. Like I said, she was actually in a higher position and getting more money than me. But I do remember like where even after she did that, where she cussed me out and all that. Like I said, there was this older white T man that she had asked several times. There's a wall barrier between where we bag the food and where the door dashers and stuff pick it up, or the to go people pick it up. And she asked him multiple times. Now mind you, she a good like 7 inches taller than me. She not no look. She a big girl. She tall as hell. And I was at my table and I heard her asking him multiple times to go sit down. And he's like leaning over and I was like, "You good?" And now I real loud, "You good?" She was like, "No, it's okay." I said, "Oh, hell no." Because it sounded like to me like you was speaking real good English and asked the gentleman to have a seat. "Sir, can you please get off the wall?"
Let's
And
see.
then she looked at me in shock. And she looked shocked that I stuck up for her. I said, "Nah, he heard you because I don't even speak English as my first language. And I understood real clear what you said. You need to step away, sir."
So, and
And I looked at her.
that's something I like to say about, like, when I first came to the app and men was like, "Oh, you masculine." I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm masculine. I don't give a fuck." Like, I don't that like what the fuck I give a fuck, like, bitch, fuck you type shit, right? But I would say that before I came to this app, I never dealt with that either. Like, I never dealt with no shit like that. And it's like I have to understand that even me saying, "Oh, I'm masculine," or whatever, and playing into that, it doesn't resonate the same for a woman who's dark skinned, who's been living that, and that's been her case. The fact that, like, you feel empowered to speak up is another thing you get from having pretty privilege, because people listen to you when you say shit.
I'm twice her
Just
age.
sitting there allowing him to do that is part of the conditioning that she's received. They're like, "Oh, it's okay if somebody treat me like this. It's okay if because like she's used to it."
And I pulled her aside later that day because we don't started to smoke a cigarette, and I said, "That's where you need to direct all your frustration and anger. That right there, you need to get mad at the right people. You had every right to check
Even that
it
right
and tell
there.
them to get the hell away from you."
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna just answer. I get it, like, you in it, but I still think the fact that, like, she's a scapegoat and, like, this anger, because you're saying she need to put her anger in different places, but I would say the same thing to
What I'm
you,
saying is that
because,
she
like,
gets
why are you
aggressive.
not? Hold up, real quick. Why are you not upset with upper management for not handling the situation? Why are you not upset with the man in charge for not, like, mitigating the situation so it wouldn't be so much drama in the workplace in the first place? Why is all of the frustration being pinned on her? Because people can only do what the management allow them to do.
That's the thing. Well, yeah, this is where I do have a little bit of hope. They are actually revamping. They got rid of several
No.
of.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, no. This woman lost her job. Her livelihood has been affected by this because of discrimination, right? And I feel like a lot of times it's hard because it's like it's like you always got to be a perfect victim. Otherwise, like your story don't have merit to it. What I'm saying is this went on for so long because those who own the company that you work for did not address it the correct way. So my question to you is, if you're going to say, hey, this is what you should have said. This is who you need to direct your anger at. My question to you would be, why are you not directing your anger at the ones who actually caused the harm? Why is it all being put on her?
No, I was talking about the DoorDash driver that was being rude to her, the people that are in her space. But when I did, when I came in, I did say,
You're not listening to what I'm saying, much too crazy. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. You so like I'm not gonna sit here and demonize this woman. I don't know her and I don't know the situation, but
oh
I
no,
know.
I'm not trying to demonize her. I'm trying to understand how to help.
Listen to what I'm saying. It's not about you helping her. She shouldn't need you to help her. She should be able to speak up for herself and people listen to what she's saying, but they're not. So now she got to depend on you to speak up for her because they don't respect what she say. Literally, that's fucked up. And even in that, the fact that you got to come in and save the day for her is some bullshit. My question is, why are you not upset with the men who play these games on y'all like you are at this woman? That's a direct question for you.
It's not that I'm not upset with them. And I did deal with that end of it. My thing was learning how to deal with the reason why, again, I was the one who disappointed or frustrated because it's like, why are you fighting, making me the bad guy when the men are the one doing this to you?
Yeah, but
If the men are doing
much
this,
crazy.
see what I'm saying?
Hold up, much crazy. Are you not seeing how you played a role in that? Like, are you?
Well, yeah, that's what I said. That's why that's why I put it to you.
Hold on, real quick, because you're saying like she should have like, she not listened to you either. She called like I get it because that's how it works. Y'all end up being pinned against each other, right? The thing is, you're saying, well, I did all these things for her. But imagine what that feels like that you need somebody, she needs somebody to step in and protect her because her voice ain't enough.
Yeah, if I may, real quick, I think what should, if there's anything that you can like take from this and consider the idea that maybe you should have done something differently, I think one area definitely is because you said that when you stuck up for her to like in front of that guy, you said that she was in shock. She was like visibly on her face. She was shocked. And I feel like there was a lot to take away from that maybe you didn't fully take away from it. Like what that's indicative of is she is not what she has become accustomed to in her life is people never sticking up for her. And that is going to have a cumulative effect on a person always. Right. And so, and you doing it was a very clear deviation from what she's used to. So imagine like every other time, every other aspect of her life, even whether it be in that job or outside of that job, where she has not received that treatment. That is going to cause a person like to develop a harder exterior, to like all of these things. And so it's possible that like the solution would have been to just stick up for her more than you did.
Right, no, I understand. And I wasn't around when they did all whatever they set her up for, but I did tell the manager above me, I said, I'm not sure who did that. I said, well, I told him straight, I said, there is no way that girl did that. And I said that to the man above me because the one who fired her is above my mind. I'm not sure how high up it goes. Like I said, I'm a part-time person, but I said to him, I'm like, listen, I know y'all be whatever. She's not like that. There's nothing. I've worked in this business long enough to know when somebody's taking money and being slick. And even though we only overlap probably like an hour or two per shift, you know, because when I'm coming in, she's leaving type thing, or vice versa. And I only work with her like 2 or 3 days a week. But I told him, I'm like, she does not do stuff like that. Would I not be like, there's no way that girl stole money. But the guy told me, the guy that I reported to, and I said it too. And I said, she been here longer than me, and you about to try to line me up like y'all did her, because they started trying to give me different shifts and stuff like that. It's bad. And I was like, you know what? Just let me know, because I'll go get another job. Because I just left a place where at least though, like the other place was even worse than this. So he said to me, give me a couple weeks. We're trying to, we're trying to clean house and like revamp and
Yeah,
do
so
some this and
the
this.
thing is they can't clean house because here's the thing. You like when you say you know that that's not like her to steal or whatever, and them to do that to her, it's fucked up. It's not about them cleaning the house to make anything better for anybody. Like
Yeah, I
they're
did
not
say
gonna,
that. I
they're
told him
not
that it was
acknowledging
just
the
like
issue to
that.
actually fix it. So like even cleaning house, honestly, if you know she was fired and she not capable of that, how then are you using your voice to help her?
How can I help her? I've already said something to the person above me. And I'm honestly, I already started a new shift at a new place and checking out a different place soon because, like I said, it's messed up. But like I said, that's why I posted because I'm trying to get the perspective of the more I try to help, the more I try to whatever, like the more like calm I was with her, the more aggressive and volatile she was towards me. So I just kind of like.
She was being abused at work. That's why.
And I understand that, and I also understand like when I told you the look of shock on her face, the look of somebody that never had somebody take up for her. She thanked me, and we had a nice rest of the shift.
Yeah,
We
but
worked together the
that
whole
one
rest.
situation does not take away the fact that she was in a workplace where she experiences this every day, and people don't speak up for her, and people don't respect what she says. And when she says that they're not listening to her when they should be, that she's not receiving proper support.
Yeah, and again, I'm only working with her when I work with her. I can only give support if I'm there, but the best support I get, but I told her when she does speak to the management, when she does speak to the higher ups, to make sure she puts it in writing so she has proof to cover her ass in case somebody else come trickle down. That when I say that. But again, I am below her. I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? I started off there as a waitress. I'm not even that high up. But I can only go but so far, and I do gotta hold on to my job also. So I told her, I'm like, you need to make sure everything you say is in writing.
Hold up. Are
Make
you
sure.
saying, hold up, she had a higher position to you and then you received more respect from
Yes.
the place than she did?
Yes, and that's why I told her, I said, if they're not doing what you tell them to do, right, you need to tell the person above you. Say something. You gotta say
But she
something.
did say something. They didn't listen to her. I'm just confused on like why.
Well, this is the thing. If she's saying that, why I said, if you're saying it, you have to put it in writing. That's why.
Yeah,
If it's a lateral manager, the lateral manager is not going to be able to have control.
but this is an example of we know, like, and because we hear these things a lot, right? But this is it in real life, in action, right? We know that Black women are the most disrespected demographic. We know that Black women are the least protected demographic. This was literally those two principles playing out in real time. And I think, and if I'm being completely honest, I think that you may have missed an opportunity to stand up for her when when those things were happening, like really like take a stand for her. And I'm not saying you didn't do anything, but I definitely think you could have done more. And now at this juncture, like now that you know that she's been fired and you don't think it was for a just reason, like I don't know. There's still things you could do. If you have her phone number, reach out to her, ask her if she wants your help finding an attorney. You know what I mean? That can like that deals with these kinds of cases, or you know what I mean? Like if and it's possible she doesn't want to do anything about it, but like I just feel like as non-Black women, I feel like we should feel more like of a sense of responsibility to help in these situations. And I'm not sure that you were all the way did that, if I'm being honest.
But I hear what you're saying. Like I said, I started off there. She was actually my manager, and I was just a waitress. So this all started when they offered me to take over the overnight management in literally 2 shifts because they didn't have coverage, because they needed to give people days off. So I was still on my other shifts just a waitress. So like that's how it all started. So I'm sitting there like watching what's going on for certain things, but again, every time if I don't, so I'm not about to put myself into the business. Though when my name is getting brought into things about other things that have nothing to do with me, aside from that, and then when they did ask me, they were like, you said, so and so said that you don't have a problem with this, and this. I'm like, no, but at the same time, I'm not running her shift, and it's not my shift. She's who they need to listen to. I did say there was conversations were had. Again, this is over the course of months and months and months. So there's a lot of stuff that was gone out. Like when the part what pissed me off, like I said, when it was the way she was being so aggressive towards me and cursing me out and yelling and doing all that cussing in front of customers multiple times. And I'm like, you need to calm down.
Hold on, go ahead, Sagittarius. Hold up. Go ahead, Sagittarius.
Okay, yep. I have a question because I have been in this situation and honestly, I'm getting kind of triggered. Do you think she felt ostracized when she was the only Black person there and it was only, and the only other people there were speaking Spanish?
Oh, there's only one dishwasher that speaks Spanish back there. I don't think she had an issue with the speaking Spanish. That was my customers that had an issue with me speaking Spanish to the dishwasher. Then she never said nothing about it. And the majority of our staff are there's only like two white people who work there, and one of them's a manager, maybe 3.
How many other like women who look like her work there?
There's a lot of Black women that work there. I live in the neighborhood I work in.
Not the neighborhood. I'm talking about just work there.
There's a lot of Black women that work there. The majority of our servers are Black women.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm gonna give you the honest truth. I feel like,
and like I said, I really do.
Hold up. I feel like it's kind of lopsided because we get one side of the story, but I believe, Mr. Crazy, that you were way more problematic in the situation than you leading on. That's how it feels. Because you're saying stuff like, oh, I stood up for her that one time and I did this and she wasn't grateful. But at the same time, when you came in here, like, you didn't talk about like how she was being bullied. You didn't talk about how like they unjustly fired this woman. You was like, oh, I'm dealing with this woman and like she had a problem with me and this guy. But like it was so much more context to the story.
Well, that's why I told the whole entire story, because I understand that there was a lot of other stuff happening. And it's the frustration of, and it wasn't me sitting there saying, I didn't expect her to thank me. I didn't expect her to be grateful. To just stop cussing and going off in front of customers. And you know what I'm saying?
But she being abused, like she was literally in front of everybody's face being discriminated against.
I have another question. So going back to the boys, right? How old are they again?
The one that was back there was 19. The other one was 21. But most of the rest of the day shift that she probably worked with, they probably in their 30s and 40s, because I don't work days.
Okay. But she's about the same age as them.
I'm going to assume days is probably worse.
Yeah, she's probably the same age as them, and you're giving them a whole lot of grace for their actions. she's 23. Like her emotion, like she's not emotionally regulated either. So the way that she's going to act is not going to be how you would act at your age, right? But
Well, of
she's
course,
the
yeah.
same age as the boys. But you're calling them boys, but she's a woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely.
I do. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Um,
Well, my question is like, I don't know. And like I said, I felt bad at the same time. I
It's
felt
not,
bad
but
for her
hold
for
up,
the.
hold up, hold up. Much crazy. You inserting yourself in this whole story a little much. It's not about you feeling bad. Do you hear what Sagittarius is saying? Like you was real quick to protect these boys, so to speak. But she, and you even said in the beginning, like if you was younger, you was off the rails. You did stuff similar, but like the standard for her seems to be like you can't, she can't fluctuate from that.
Right, and I think there's something to be said too for like you said when you said, oh, you stood up for her, and then you had this expectation of her like to not do some of the things that she was doing to you. I think that you got to look at those. I don't think that those two things are necessarily like related as much as you are making them out to be. If you're telling the story accurately and she was behaving in those ways toward you, I don't think that like that's okay almost no matter what, right? Like you don't deserve to be treated like that regardless, but at the same time, so she shouldn't have been doing that no matter what. At the same time, you should have been standing up for her no matter what. Like you
Well,
know what
that's
I
what
mean?
I said. What I said was the time that I stuck up for her. I think the reason why she was so shocked was because it was after she had sat there and cussed and was cursing and yelling and like going off from across the kitchen to the front. But she was in the back doing something in the kitchen and she was screaming. And what I asked her was, I said, "Are you serving today or cooking?" And she started going off. I said, "I'm not sure because you're standing in the back." She's like, I'm the effing manager tonight." She started going off on me. I'm like,
No,
whoa.
hold on. So I again, we're only getting your side of the story. It is possible that up until that point, when you stood up for her, she already felt like you didn't have her back because of several other things that had happened. That's entirely possible. So when you say like, well, she had done all of this stuff to me, and then I stood up for her, I think she was shocked because she had done all this stuff to me. It's possible that she was shocked because she had seen you not stand up for her on all of these other occasions, and then she saw you do
That's a
it.
good possibility. That's a
Yeah.
good possibility. But the thing is, too, like, at what point? Well, me, like I said, I'm not staying here. I have no intentions of staying here. But at what point? Because again, the other stuff didn't that I said to her didn't happen until after when they just 3 or 4 weeks ago gave me that promotion. And when prior to that, I was her employee basically, and I was just running the front of house, and I wasn't any kind of that much involved. I was just sitting back, doing my job, do my, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just waiting the tables, but it wasn't a problem until they gave me a couple of manager shifts to cover for management, and I felt like she might have thought me. I told her, I said, um, I'm not trying to take nobody's job. She's like, oh, they just giving out. She was mad about stuff that was going on with management. At that point in time, I don't have no way to help her with that because I'm not even that far into it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I mean, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of sort of minutia here. But I think that just the overall takeaway, because again, she's not there anymore. So you don't have to see her at work anymore. And it's unfortunate because, as you said, she probably did not take that money, and yet she was still blamed for it, and she was still let go for it. And I still think if you have a mind to, like, you should think about reaching out to her and seeing if there's any way that you can help her get some justice for that, because that is
I do know her uncle. I do know her uncle because, like I said, I'm in the process of getting a different job because of some of the stuff that's going on there. And at the same, I don't know. I don't know like what her situation might be. She was talking about leaving to go back to school somewhere out of state anyway, so she might not even be around. But yeah, my thing was like, I don't know. The way that she'll sit there and go in the back and still be laughing and kikiing with the boys, like I said, the guys in the back of the house, and she'll be sitting there smiling and joking around with them, but then come up there and
Hold up,
start.
y'all. Hold up, real quick, real quick. I'm shook. I don't know what's going on. I do have to leave like real soon. I want to ask you a question. Much too crazy. What did you do that you could have did better? Like, what's something that you messed up on that you could have did while she was still there?
Um. Well, first and foremost, what y'all said about the pretty privilege thing, I never considered it from that aspect before. So again, that I would have handled differently. As far as letting, you know what I'm saying? And then, well, what she said too, I kept telling myself like she's only 23 years old, but at the same time, you're my manager, so there's like a
Yeah, but
it's tough.
you do realize that like you're giving men more grace than you are this woman, right? You do realize that. Like you haven't said, I haven't heard you say anything negative about any of the men, period. But I did hear you say you were being protective of them, but she didn't get that protection from you.
Just to be clear, just a one teenager, but again, and it was again because it was happening on the floor. And I'm not making excuses. I understand what you're saying about.
I don't want to go back into much too crazy. I don't want to go back into the details. I just want to tell you the facts. We don't need the details. I'm just letting you know that you emphasize the men. You calling them boys. And clearly y'all have a issue with the way this woman, like, they didn't listen to her. Nobody, and she didn't have a voice. And yet she did not get the same grace that you are actively giving these grown ass men.
Now I hear what you're saying. I'm not sure. Aside from there's no. It's the setup of the company. There's no way to. I don't know. I probably could have offered her more encouragement to her. One, but two, and I did say stuff, but there's not a lot.
Hold up. I'm sorry, I gotta go, but I'm gonna just tell you what I think in it. Okay, I think you need to really unpack your colorism. I think part of the reason why you didn't do that is because you like getting your shit off. That woman lost her job, and instead of being like, y'all, this crazy fucked up thing happened, you came up here to demonize her. Probably because she don't work there no more. You can't get it off that way. And I think that's fucked up much too crazy. Like, this whole situation, the way you telling it is fucked up. It's male-centered, and it's giving it's giving very problematic. And then to know that, like, you're supposed to be looking out for her as a woman who's much older, and you didn't protect her, and you allowed the men to mistreat her, and not just allowed that, you participated in it. It's fucked up. And it doesn't give you a pass just because you're a woman. And you can, if we don't need more details, we don't need you to clarify. I'm just telling you, and I'm not the only one who's clocking it. I guess at this point,
I hear you.
Hold up. At this point, it depends on what you're going to take from it. So we don't need another excuse. But you problematic as hell for this situation. And you wrong. You're dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
I hear you. I appreciate it.
Hold on. Much too crazy. Real quick. And I do think now. How would you classify your race? Do you classify yourself as black?
Well, I'm indigenous, black and white. I'm all three.
Okay, because I think there is something to be said for the fact that you came up here and, like, I don't know. I hear a lot of discussions about, like, not asking black women to do heavy lifting emotional labor. You know what I mean? And I completely get where that's coming from, and I think that that's completely valid, and I think that we need to, like, watch ourselves when it comes to that. but I do think that there is something to be said for it being problematic, at least to some degree, that you came in here and that is exactly what you asked of Black women in this situation.
I feel like it's more because, like, I did not intend that, but because
No, you
I
did.
trust.
No, you did intend it. That's the thing. A thing about admitting it is that you did intend it. So, like, if you're really doing the work, you're gonna be like, damn, and you'll reflect on it. But you did intend harm. That's the problem. Because as you gave us the story and we gave you pushback, you kept coming up with excuses. You didn't want us to give you a fair assessment. Much too crazy. You wanted validation.
I hear you.
Oh, let me say something real quick because I know Tara got to go. Have they offered you the full-time position yet?
Oh, but I don't want no full-time position. I didn't want the 2 shifts
No,
that I
that's not what
got.
she asked you.
No,
That's not what she asked you.
have they offered it to you yet?
No. No, they haven't offered me. Huh?
Have you been covering the shifts?
No. No, I only work 4 days a week. I won't work more than that. I can't.
Okay,
with my
because
daughter's schedule.
it seems like
I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead, Sarah.
No, I was just gonna say they were plotting on her, and even your promotion from waitress to part-time manager was a part of that plot. And I feel like you knew that, and you turned a blind eye. And also, I feel like there's some massage noir here because you used the word aggressive so many times. But I just want to say you were the op in this situation. I'm gonna have to vote as an op.
I appreciate the honesty. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, y'all gave me a lot to think about. And
I'm sorry. I gotta cut you off. I really gotta go. If we want to talk on the back end, I'll hop on the back end, but I gotta go, y'all. Thanks for coming and supporting and all that good stuff.